Hello there, and welcome. Tonight, you and I will drift together into the soft, unhurried world of time. Not the busy kind of time that fills calendars or alerts you on glowing screens, but the deeper, older, quieter time that lives beneath everything. The time that stretches across the universe like a calm and endless ocean. As you settle into whatever position feels most natural, let your breath slow just a little. Feel the weight of your body becoming heavier and warmer, as though gravity itself is gently drawing you into the comfort of this moment. There is nothing you need to do now, nowhere you need to be. Only a simple invitation to rest, to listen, and to float through ideas that move at the same peaceful pace that your mind needs in order to soften. Time surrounds you, even when you do not notice it. It is in the slow rise and fall of your breathing, in the quiet beating of your heart, in the cooling of the air around your skin. It flows through every cell of your body, guiding their rhythms, helping them know when to rest and when to restore. And yet, even though we experience time constantly, it remains one of the most mysterious and gentle forces in the universe. It is something you cannot touch, and yet you feel it. Something you cannot see, and yet it shapes the path of every star, every planet, and every life. Tonight, I want to take you on a journey into that hidden landscape, a journey into the peaceful strangeness of time and relativity, explained in a way that allows your mind to quiet rather than tighten, to soften rather than strain. As the world outside slowly dims, imagine the concept of time as something fluid and serene, like a stream moving past your fingertips, not rushing, not crashing, just a smooth and steady flow that carries everything forward. In this way, time becomes less of a measurement and more of a gentle companion. And relativity, instead of being something complicated or intimidating, becomes a natural extension of that calmness, the idea that time bends, stretches, and slows in the presence of motion and gravity. Not forcefully, not abruptly, but with a kind of cosmic grace, as though the universe itself prefers softness over rigidity. Let your breath remain slow as these ideas settle. Imagine the vastness of the universe as a quiet room, dimly glowing with starlight. In this room, space and time weave together into a single smooth fabric. Everything you have ever known, the Earth, the stars, the galaxies, floats upon this fabric the way a leaf drifts on still water. When something moves, the water ripples gently. When something heavy rests upon it, the surface bends. Time behaves the same way. It is not rigid or absolute. It is flexible and responsive, curving around mass, stretching with motion, shaping experiences in ways you rarely feel, but that quietly influence every moment of your life. Even now, your personal experience of time is unique, shaped by your thoughts, your emotions, your level of relaxation. When you are anxious, time feels sharp and fast, like footsteps echoing down a long hallway. But when you are calm, when your body grows heavy and your breath deepens, time becomes slower, wider, almost like a gentle mist spreading across a still landscape. Tonight, as you listen, you are giving your inner clock permission to unwind. You are letting each second widen into a quiet space where your thoughts can stretch out and settle, like stars drifting into place. In the universe, time is never the same from one place to another. Near a heavy object like a planet, it slows down just a little, far from gravity. In the quiet emptiness between stars, it moves slightly faster. This difference is small, almost impossible to feel, yet perfectly measurable, a whisper of the cosmos that moves through everything. The same is true for motion. The faster you move, the slower time becomes for you. Not dramatically, not in a way you would notice while living your everyday life, but in a gentle, almost poetic way that reveals just how flexible time truly is. These ideas might seem strange, but they are also deeply soothing, because they remind us that the universe is far more fluid, accepting, and adaptable than it first appears. As you let these thoughts drift through your mind, imagine yourself floating in the darkness of space. There is no sound here, no wind, no hurry. Only the slow turning of distant stars and the steady rhythm of your breath. In this stillness, time loses its sharp edges and becomes something soft, something that gently wraps around you like a warm blanket. You begin to understand that the boundary between your inner world and the cosmos is thinner than it seems. The same laws that guide galaxies and bend starlight also move quietly through your body, shaping the pace of your thoughts and the depth of your sleep. Tonight's journey will not ask you to solve anything or remember anything. Instead, it will guide you through the most peaceful aspects of relativity. The way time flows differently depending on where you are. How gravity can cradle time and slow it down. How even the light from stars carries messages from long ago, allowing you to look into the past simply by gazing upward. Each idea will unfold slowly, like a soft wave rolling across the shore. With each gentle explanation, your body can sink deeper into rest, your breath can lengthen, and your thoughts can grow quieter. You are here to relax, to unwind, and to drift into sleep with the universe as your companion. If at any moment your mind begins to wander, that's perfectly fine. Let it drift, let it meander, let it soften. There is no test, no goal, no pressure, only the gentle flow of time, carrying you forward the way a calm river carries a leaf. As you rest, your internal clock begins to fall into a slower rhythm, syncing with the quiet pace of the night. In this peaceful space, time becomes something safe and comforting, a soft, steady current that asks nothing more of you than to let go. And so, as you listen, allow the boundaries of your day to dissolve. Let the noise of the world fade into silence. Feel the weight of your body sink a little deeper, as though the surface beneath you is becoming softer, more welcoming, more attuned to your need for rest. You are here now, wrapped in the gentle rhythm of time itself. And long before we explore the strange and serene wonders of relativity, you can allow yourself to feel held by the present moment, by your breath, and by the slow and quiet turning of the universe. 1. Time as a slow and peaceful river. Time moves through your life in a way that is both familiar and mysterious, like a gentle river flowing beside you as you walk along its bank. You can dip your hand into its cool surface, you can listen to its quiet motion, but you can never hold it still. It slips softly between your fingers, continuing on, whether you notice it or not. As you settle deeper into your breath, imagine this river taking shape in your mind, broad, calm, and illuminated by a soft glow that resembles the fading colors of early evening. The water moves at a steady pace, not rushing, not dragging, just offering a peaceful consistency, the same way each second seems to drift past you with a kind of effortless grace. This river is your life's timeline, stretching from the distant moments of your earliest memories to the future you have yet to meet. And right now, here in this quiet moment, you're floating gently upon it. The idea of time as a river is not just a metaphor of comfort. It mirrors the way physicists often think about the flow of moments. Even though clocks tick with mechanical precision, the experience of time feels far more fluid. Sometimes days rush past you like rapids, filled with rushing responsibilities and quick decisions. Other times, especially in moments of deep rest, minutes stretch wide and spacious, becoming pools of tranquility where everything seems to slow. Yet no matter how it feels, the river continues to flow forward. You cannot reverse its current or pause its motion. The universe does not offer a rewind button or a still frame, only this calm and perpetual forward drift that gently carries you onward. As you let your body settle, imagine yourself drifting downstream within this river. You're not swimming, not paddling, not trying to steer. You're simply resting on the surface, supported by the gentle movement beneath you. Around you, the world is hushed. The sky is a soft gradient of color, and the air carries the faint scent of water and earth. You feel weightless, safe, and unhurried. In this peaceful state, time feels less like a marching line of seconds and more like a natural phenomenon you can experience without effort. The river holds you the way time holds every moment of your life, carrying you gently from one breath to the next. Although time flows ever forward, there is something soothing in knowing that each moment moves at the same steady pace. The universe does not hurry. Even the ticking of the most precise atomic clocks follows this gentle cadence, revealing time as a constant companion to everything that exists. Right now, as you inhale slowly and let your exhale drift out in a long and soft release, you can imagine your breath syncing with that cosmic rhythm. Each breath becomes a tiny marker on the river, a small ripple that glides across its surface before fading into stillness again. Nothing is forced, nothing is rushed, and the river continues its quiet journey. When you think of your life in this way, it becomes easier to see how each moment is connected to the next. The river does not leap or skip, it flows with purpose and calm. And as you reflect on this, you may notice a sensation of spaciousness within your mind. The future feels less urgent, the past less heavy. Everything becomes softened by the slow and steady movement of this imagined river. Even memories, which once felt sharp or vivid, begin to drift like fallen leaves floating gently along the current. You do not need to chase them or push them away. They simply pass by in the same quiet rhythm that guides everything else. The truth is that time does not change its pace based on how you feel, but your perception of time does. When your mind is restless or your body tense, the river seems to narrow and rush. When you are calm, the river widens and slows. This is one of the quiet wonders of human consciousness. Your internal experience of time is fluid, responsive, and deeply intertwined with your emotional state. In a sense, your inner river of time flows differently depending on how peacefully you are able to move through the world. Right now, by listening, by breathing, by inviting stillness into your thoughts, you are widening the river. You're allowing its surface to smooth and stretch until every second becomes gentle enough to carry you towards sleep. Imagine drifting past the shorelines of your memories. Some are bright and vivid, like sunlight glimmering on the water. Others are dimmer, like shapes half hidden in morning mist. All of them rest quietly along the riverbank, unmoving, while you continue your slow journey downstream. You do not need to linger on any particular moment. You are not here to analyze or replay anything. Instead, you are invited to simply observe the gentle passing of all the moments that have shaped you, without judgment or urgency. They belong to the world upstream, while you float gently forward. One of the calming truths about time is that it asks nothing of you. It does not require you to be productive, perfect, or quick. It simply continues to move, offering new moments with the same tenderness as it allowed the old ones to pass. In this way, time becomes a quiet reminder that you do not need to force anything. Just as the river carries you effortlessly, your life unfolds in its own natural rhythm. The more you surrender to that rhythm, the more peace you can feel in your body and mind. This surrender is not a giving up, but a gentle letting go, a release of tension, of expectation, of the weight of unfinished tasks. The river invites you to float, not to struggle. As you feel yourself resting deeper and deeper into this journey, imagine the gentle sound of water lapping softly against the sides of a small wooden boat. The rhythm is slow and calming, almost like a heartbeat echoing through the still night air. The sky above you grows darker, dotted with quiet stars. each one mirroring the steady, patient rhythm of the river below. You are surrounded by a quiet harmony, the flow of time in the water, the stillness of space in the sky, and your breath sitting softly between them. Everything is peaceful, everything is calm. This image of time as a river is not just meant to soothe you, but to help you understand the essence of how scientists sometimes think about time. Even though the universe is vast and complex, even though relativity and cosmic motion can twist and stretch the very fabric of space-time, at the human scale, time feels like a flow, steady, continuous, and unbroken. And there is comfort in knowing that no matter what happened today, no matter what thoughts drift through your mind, the river continues onward with the same gentle consistency. You are not required to do anything but float and breathe. As the river carries you, feel your muscles growing heavier, your breathing slower, your thoughts softer. Each ripple of water seems to carry away a little more tension, a little more noise, a little more of whatever you no longer need to hold. The river is patient. It asks for nothing. It simply gives you space to rest, to release, to drift toward the deeper quiet that waits beneath your waking mind. And so, in this calm and steady flow, you continue your gentle journey. There is no destination to rush toward, no turning required, only the peaceful comfort of knowing that time, like a river, will hold you as long as you allow yourself to drift. 2. Space-time, the soft fabric beneath all things. Space-time is often described in scientific language that feels rigid or mathematical, but beneath the equations lies something far gentler, something that can be imagined as a smooth and endlessly stretching fabric. Tonight, as you settle deeper into your breath and feel your body growing warmer and heavier, you can let this fabric unfold in your mind. Picture a vast, soft sheet stretched across the universe, glowing faintly like the surface of a calm lake beneath moonlight. This sheet is not made of cloth or threads, but it behaves as though it were curving gracefully around stars and planets, dipping gently under the weight of galaxies, and stretching silently through the endless night. It holds everything. It supports everything. And every moment of your life is written upon its surface like ripples spreading through still water. To understand space-time, you can begin by imagining space and time not as separate things, but as partners in a slow and perfect dance. Space is the where, and time is the when. But the universe we live in does something beautiful. It blends them together so completely that they cannot be separated. Every point in space exists only within a moment of time, and every moment in time exists only somewhere in space. This union forms a seamless continuum, a single four-dimensional landscape that wraps around you like a quiet and infinite embrace. As you let your eyes grow heavier, imagine this landscape not as something to be solved or measured, but as something to rest upon, something soft and steady beneath the motion of every star, every particle, and every breath you take. In this fabric of space-time, your body is not simply located in one position. It is woven into the structure itself. Every movement you make, even the smallest motion of your chest as you inhale, creates a gentle disturbance in the fabric. Not a violent one, not a noticeable one, but a soft ripple, like the faintest tremor in a silk sheet. The universe is sensitive to every shift, yet also entirely peaceful about each one. If you imagine yourself lying upon this fabric, you may picture your body creating a small, comfortable indentation, the way a mattress slowly shapes itself around your weight. The deeper you relax, the deeper that indentation feels, as though space-time itself is cradling you. Now imagine the planets and stars floating upon this same surface. A star, massive and bright, rests upon the sheet and creates a deep, graceful valley in it. A planet nearby dips slightly into the curve created by the star, gently rolling along the slope in a slow and predictable orbit. Nothing is pushed or pulled in the way we often imagine. Instead, everything moves according to the natural shape of the space-time beneath it. This is what gravity truly is, not a force pulling downward or inward, but the simple behavior of objects following the curves of the cosmic fabric. And even though these curves shape the motion of galaxies, they also shape the tiniest details of your life, the way you fall asleep, the way your body rests against the earth, the way your thoughts drift through the night as your breathing softens. Imagine that you are floating above this fabric, looking down at its smooth, dark surface. Stars glow beneath you, like pearls resting on velvet. You can see their gentle dips, their subtle bends, and then you notice your own presence as a tiny but meaningful imprint, a small depression in the fabric that moves as you move and stills as you grow quiet. In this view, you are not separate from the universe. You are part of the texture itself, connected to everything by the same invisible threads that weave galaxies into place. The more you imagine this connection, the easier it becomes to feel your body surrender to gravity's quiet pull, allowing you to sink deeper into rest. One of the most peaceful truths of space-time is that it is never rigid. It is always flexible, always willing to bend, curve, or stretch in response to mass and motion. This flexibility gives the universe a softness that is easy to overlook. You might imagine the cosmos as something vast and cold, a grand clockwork system driven by precise and unforgiving laws. But relativity reveals something far more gentle. The universe listens and responds. When a massive object settles somewhere in space, space-time curves to accommodate it. When something moves quickly, the fabric stretches, allowing time to slow down in a quiet and effortless way. Nothing snaps or resists. Everything is fluid. Everything is patient. Even the passage of time you experience right now is shaped by the curvature of space-time beneath you. The Earth's mass creates a gentle indentation in the fabric, and you are resting comfortably within it. Because of this, your time flows just a little more slowly than it would far away from any planet or star. You cannot feel this difference, but it is there, a soft whisper of relativity, cradling your life in the gentle slope of Earth's gravity. This subtle slowing does not disturb you. In fact, it may soothe you to know that the universe takes such quiet care in shaping every moment you experience. As you lie here, imagine running your hand across the cosmic fabric. It feels smooth, cool, and slightly elastic, like a surface that yields under your touch without tearing. When you press gently, tiny ripples spread outward in concentric circles, fading into the calmness of the surrounding space. These ripples are like the influence of any object, even a small one on space-time. Though small, they exist, and they travel outward, merging with the larger waves created by stars, planets, and galaxies. Everything affects everything else, even if only faintly. And in this way, the universe becomes not a static backdrop, but a living, breathing continuum where every presence, no matter how small, has a place. If you imagine drifting even higher above the cosmic fabric, you might see enormous galaxies resting upon it, their swirling arms creating wide and elegant curves. These curves guide the motion of stars the way a gentle slope guides a falling leaf. And far beyond them, clusters of galaxies stretch the fabric so deeply that space-time becomes a vast landscape of valleys and hills. All of this happens without sound, without conflict, without haste. The universe moves according to its own quiet rhythm, shaped by the curves and contours of the fabric beneath everything. As your body becomes heavier and your thoughts slower, consider that even the speed at which time flows is just another feature of this fabric. Time and space are woven so tightly together that anything that changes one also changes the other. When the fabric curves under mass, time slows. When something moves quickly and stretches the fabric, time stretches with it. You are lying in a universe that adapts to everything, like a soft and infinite surface adjusting to your presence. Nothing about your existence is separate from the cosmic dance of space-time. And so, as you sink further into this moment, let yourself feel held by the fabric beneath you. Feel the weight of your body supported by gravity's gentle curve. Feel your breath aligning with the quiet rhythm of time, and feel the vastness of space opening above you, like a peaceful night sky. In this vision, space-time becomes not a complex idea to struggle with, but a serene foundation, a soft, cosmic bedspread, tucked beneath everything that exists. 3. Why every observer carries their own now. There is a quiet, almost dreamlike truth that lies at the heart of relativity. The idea that the moment you call now is not a universal rule shared by everyone, everywhere, but a gentle, personal slice of time unique to your own motion and position in the universe. As you begin to settle a little deeper into your breath, perhaps noticing the warmth spreading across your body and the way your muscles soften with each exhale, allow yourself to imagine time not as a single, synchronized tick echoing across the cosmos, but as a soft collection of overlapping moments. Every observer, every person, every planet, every drifting particle carries their own now, like a small lantern glowing around them in the darkness. And although these lanterns illuminate different slices of the cosmic timeline, the universe accepts each one quietly, without conflict, without contradiction. The idea may feel strange at first, because in everyday life, now feels absolute. You glance at a clock, and it tells you the time. Someone beside you checks their watch, and it shows the same moment. The world seems synchronized, neatly aligned by the ticking of shared devices. But beneath that familiar surface lies something deeper and more gentle. The recognition that simultaneity, the question of whether two events happen at the same time, depends entirely on who is watching, where they are, and how they are moving. Even now, as you lie still and breathe slowly, your personal now is slightly different from someone moving in a car, or flying in a plane, or drifting silently aboard a satellite. The differences are too small for you to feel, but they exist, forming a quiet reminder that time is not a rigid ruler, but a flexible, living dimension. Imagine two people standing far apart and watching a distant star flicker. They both see the flash and might assume it reached them at the same instant. But the truth depends on their positions, their motions, and the paths the light took to reach their eyes. One may see it a fraction of a second before the other, even if their minds interpret both experiences as happening now. In the calm space you're creating for yourself tonight, imagine these two observers, each resting comfortably in their own world, each experiencing a perfectly valid version of the present moment. Neither one is wrong. The universe gently supports both perspectives, allowing each observer's now to exist without needing to match or merge with anyone else's. To feel this more fully, picture yourself in a quiet room, resting, breathing, feeling the soft weight of your body sinking deeper into the space beneath you. Now imagine someone far away, perhaps on a mountaintop beneath a star-filled sky, inhaling the crisp night air. You are both experiencing your own present. You are both inhabiting your own slice of time. From your perspective, your now is anchored to your heartbeat, your breath, your awareness of this moment. From their perspective, their now is anchored to their surroundings, the stars, the gentle breeze brushing their skin. These two moments do not have to match perfectly. They do not need to be synchronized to be valid. They simply exist, peacefully, side by side, in the vast continuum of space-time. The more softly you breathe, the more you may feel that your own sense of now widens, stretching like a gentle bubble around your awareness. This bubble is your present moment, an elastic space that expands when you are calm and contracts when you feel rushed or tense. Even within your own mind, different parts of you experience time slightly differently. Your thoughts move quickly, blinking from idea to idea, while your body moves slowly, following the rhythm of biology and breath. Yet everything blends seamlessly into what you perceive as a single moment. In this way, your personal now is already a combination of many subtle timelines, unified by the peaceful coherence of consciousness. Now imagine extending that idea outward, across the landscape of the universe. Picture countless observers, people, animals, planets, even beams of light traveling through the darkness, each carrying a tiny, shimmering slice of time around themselves. These slices overlap, intersect, and drift apart, forming a soft mosaic of present moments. There is no single cosmic clock dictating what counts as now. Instead, the universe listens to each observer individually, shaping time according to their motion. Someone moving faster experiences their own now slightly differently than someone at rest. Someone deep within a gravitational field experiences time more slowly than someone far away. Each version of the present is valid, each one a small window into the fabric of space-time. This gentle variability may seem complex, but there is something deeply soothing about it. It means that the universe is not rigid, it is spacious. It allows for differences. It accommodates every viewpoint. In the same way, your own life contains many perspectives, moments when time felt rushed, moments when it stretched, moments when it almost stood still. All of these were part of your experience, part of your personal now. And the beauty of relativity is that it doesn't force these experiences into a single mold. It lets them be. Just as the cosmos allows each observer to hold their own now, you can allow yourself to embrace your own pace, your own rhythm, your own gentle unfolding of time. Imagine now that you are floating in space, weightless, drifting slowly above the Earth. The planet turns beneath you in complete silence, clouds swirling like slow breaths across its surface. From this perspective, your now stretches outward, touching the curve of the horizon and blending with the soft darkness of the sky. And then imagine someone standing on the surface below, looking up at the stars. Their now is grounded in the firmness of the Earth, in the pull of gravity, in the gentle rotation of the planet. Your two present moments coexist, but they do not match perfectly. Time flows at a slightly different pace for each of you, shaped by your motion and your distance from Earth's gravitational embrace. Yet both experiences feel natural, seamless, and centered. The universe is vast enough to hold all of these nows without conflict. And as you drift deeper into rest, you may feel yourself becoming more aware of the softness in that truth. You do not need to match the pace of anyone else's life. You do not need to rush to catch up to some imagined timeline. Your rhythm, your pace, your unfolding, these are yours alone, shaped by your experiences, your emotions, your breath, and your body. Just as relativity allows each observer to carry their own now, you can allow yourself to carry your own timing without judgment. As your body relaxes and your mind grows quieter, you might feel your now expanding, becoming a calm space where past and future soften into the background. In this state, the present feels wide, gentle, and accepting. It holds you without pushing forward or pulling back. It invites you to rest within it, to breathe, to drift, to surrender to the softness of this moment. And in that surrender, you may begin to sense the peaceful truth at the heart of relativity, that time is not an absolute line you must follow, but a landscape that bends to your presence, shaped by the way you move through the universe. Your now is yours, a small glowing moment floating within the vast fabric of space-time, and it is enough for The relativity of simultaneity, told softly. There is a gentle secret woven into the fabric of the universe, a quiet truth that becomes clearer the more calmly you sink into the present moment. It is the idea that two events which appear to happen at the same time for one person may unfold in a different order for someone else who is simply moving differently through space. This concept, known as the relativity of simultaneity, can sound complex when explained with diagrams or equations, but beneath those layers lies something peaceful, something almost poetic. It reminds us that the universe allows multiple perspectives to coexist without conflict. Tonight, as your breath settles into its slow and steady rhythm, allow this idea to drift into your awareness like a soft breeze gliding across the surface of a quiet lake. To begin feeling this concept, imagine yourself sitting on a grassy hillside just after sunset. The world around you is calm. The sky is slowly deepening into shades of cool blue and faint violet, and tiny specks of starlight begin to appear above you. The air is still, carrying only the softest scent of evening. You feel grounded, present, and unhurried. Now imagine a friend standing far down the hill, close enough to see but far enough that the details of their face are softened by the distance. You and your friend are both watching the horizon, waiting for a moment when two small lanterns placed far apart on the field will flicker on. When they do, from your perspective, both lanterns glow at the same instant. It feels clear, simple, and obvious. Yet for your friend, whose position is slightly different, one lantern seems to glow a fraction of a second before the other. Neither of you is mistaken. Neither of you is imagining things. This soft disagreement is woven into the way reality works. Simultaneity, the idea that two events occur at the same time, depends on where you are and how you're moving. It's not a universal truth stamped across the cosmos. It is personal, fragile, and deeply connected to your path through space-time. Even though your daily life feels synchronized, perfectly aligned with clocks and schedules, the universe has a much gentler rule behind the scenes. It allows time to bend and shift, to shape itself around motion, to let each observer carry their own version of the present moment. Just as no two people see the world from precisely the same angle, no two observers experience time in exactly the same way. To feel this more deeply, imagine a long, silent train gliding through the night. The train is smooth, its motion steady and calming, like a lullaby stretched into space. Inside, a passenger sits at the center of the train car, breathing quietly, feeling the gentle vibration beneath their feet. At the same moment, lightning strikes both ends of the train, one flash at the front, one at the back. For the passenger sitting in the middle, the light from both strikes reaches them at the same moment. To them, the events feel perfectly simultaneous, two bright flashes arriving in unison, bathing the train car in a symmetrical glow. Now imagine an observer standing on the ground outside. They watch the train glide past, slicing through the cool night air. When the lightning strikes both ends, they see something different. Because the train is moving, the front of the train is moving toward the point where the light is emitted, while the back is moving away. This means the light from the front strike reaches the ground observer slightly earlier than the light from the back strike. To them, the flashes do not happen together. They arrive in sequence. Yet both observers, the one drifting peacefully inside the train and the one standing quietly outside, are correct from their own perspectives. This gentle contradiction reveals something profound. Simultaneity is not universal. It is relative. The universe does not force agreement. It allows each observer to inhabit their own flow of time. In this way, relativity is soft rather than strict, accepting rather than demanding. As you listen, feel the spaciousness in that truth. You may sense how the universe leaves room for differences, how it does not punish disagreement but simply weaves those differences into the natural order of things. Even now, your personal sense of time, your private version of now, is shaped by your position, your motion, and your perception. Someone walking briskly down the street experiences their now slightly differently than someone resting in a chair. Someone flying across the sky experiences time differently still. These differences are tiny, far too subtle for you to feel, yet they are real, and they illustrate how the universe carries an endless variety of timelines gently interwoven with one another. Time is not a single thread pulled taut across reality. It is a soft bundle of threads, each one drifting at its own pace. When you allow this idea to settle into your mind, imagine looking at the world through a lens softened by twilight. Events no longer need to line up perfectly in order to make sense. They are allowed to shift, to tilt, to rearrange themselves slightly depending on how you move through space. And just as the universe allows this variability, you can allow flexibility within your own experience. There is no need to rush to align yourself with someone else's pace or to match the rhythm of the world around you. You can let your own timeline unfold gently. You can take your time as your breath continues to slow. Imagine the night sky stretching above you, wide and calm. Picture distant stars shining from light years away, their messages traveling through space-time along delicate paths shaped by the curvature of gravity. Each beam of light takes a different amount of time to reach Earth depending on where it began, how space was curved along the way, and how Earth moves through the galaxy. Yet when you look at the stars, your mind naturally creates a single moment, a single now tying all that arriving starlight together. In truth, each piece of light you see reached you at a different moment. Some left its star hundreds of years ago, some thousands, some millions. But in your awareness, they all become part of this one serene moment. This blending of moments mirrors the relativity of simultaneity on a cosmic scale. The universe delivers countless events to your senses, each shaped by time and distance, each carrying a different story. Yet your mind, in its natural inclination toward simplicity, brings them together into one present. In this way, you are always experiencing a mixture of moments. The universe does not insist on a single shared version of reality. Instead, it offers a peaceful mosaic, where each observer sees a slightly different arrangement of events. As you sink deeper into this calm, imagine a world where every person carries their own flowing timeline, shaped by their path, their speed, their place in the universe. No two timelines are exactly the same, yet they all intertwine gently, creating the shared experience of life. This is the softness at the heart of relativity, the understanding that truth does not have to be singular or rigid. It can be fluid, it can be personal, it can be layered like a quiet dream, shifting through different shades of meaning. Allow yourself to rest in this thought. Feel your body becoming heavier, your mind quieter. Let the idea of simultaneity drift like a small boat on a calm river, peaceful, unhurried, carried effortlessly by the flow. The universe allows each observer their own rhythm, their own now, their own place in time. And as you breathe softly into the quiet space around you, you can let your own now expand, becoming spacious enough to hold stillness, comfort, and rest. 5. How motion causes time to gently stretch. Imagine for a moment that time is not a fixed and rigid drumbeat, not a strict sequence of identical ticks marching forward without variation, but something far softer, something capable of stretching and relaxing the way a gentle breeze expands a curtain, or the way a calm tide lifts and lowers the surface of the sea. As your breath begins to settle into a slow and deliberate rhythm, you can allow this idea to drift into your awareness like a feather descending through still air. Time, in the quiet language of relativity, is not absolute. It responds to motion. The faster you move through space, the more slowly you move through time. not in a jarring or dramatic way, but with such soft subtlety that you would never feel it within your own body. Yet the universe, ever patient and attentive, feels it completely. To ease into this idea, imagine yourself standing on a calm shoreline at dusk. The waves roll in gently, each one arriving with a quiet hush that blends seamlessly into the next. The world around you feels still, the horizon glowing with the fading warmth of the day. Now, picture yourself stepping into a small boat, drifting just beyond the break of the waves. The motion is slow, almost imperceptible, but as you drift, the rhythm of the waves begins to change relative to your senses. They seem to approach slightly differently, depending on your movement. In this way, motion becomes a lens, shifting your perception of time, just as it shifts your perception of sound or light. The effect is subtle, but it is real. Now imagine something similar happening not with waves, but with time itself. When you are still and resting, time flows around you in its usual steady pace. But if you begin to move quickly, faster than you could ever move in your daily life, faster than any plane or car, even faster than a spacecraft orbiting the Earth, time begins to stretch for you. It slows down, gently pulling back, like a soft fabric being tugged. If you could travel near the speed of light, the effect would grow stronger, and your time would slow significantly compared to someone who remained peacefully on Earth. You would not feel this change in the moment. Your heartbeat would still feel natural. Your breath would still rise and fall gently. Your thoughts would drift at their usual pace. Yet when you returned home, you would discover that more time had passed here than had passed for you. This concept, time dilation, is one of the most serene truths hidden within the universe's structure. It tells us that time is not a rigid river flowing identically for everyone. It is a flexible, responsive medium, stretching subtly in the presence of motion. And this stretch is not chaotic. It is smooth, predictable, and deeply woven into the geometry of space-time itself. In the same way that a boat moving across still water creates ripples, your motion through space creates a quiet influence on the rate at which your own time unfolds. To feel this more intimately, imagine yourself drifting through space in a small vessel, far from gravity, far from noise, far from anything that pulls you toward urgency. The stars around you shine steadily, their light traveling across vast distances to reach your eyes. You begin to move gently at first, then faster still. As your speed increases, something curious begins to happen. You do not feel heavier or lighter. You do not sense any pressure. But time itself begins to change for you. The seconds drift by a little more slowly. Your internal rhythms, your breath, your heartbeat, your thoughts all unfold naturally, but compared to someone far away who remains at rest, fewer seconds pass for you than for them. It is a quiet, almost invisible phenomenon, but one that reveals something profound. Time and motion are inseparably linked. You cannot move through space without also moving through time. And when you move through space quickly, your path through time becomes stretched, as though the universe is gently making room for your journey. In this way, relativity gives motion a softness, a grace that transforms speed into something more than simple movement. It becomes a way of shaping time itself. Now imagine returning from your journey. You land on Earth, feeling the familiar pull of gravity, hearing the quiet rustle of air against your skin. You step out onto the ground, and your friends greet you with warmth and relief. But then they tell you something strange. More time has passed for them than for you. Perhaps days have unfolded for them, while only hours passed for you. Perhaps years have slipped quietly through their lives, while you experienced only a fraction of that time. This difference is not a mistake. It is not an illusion. It is the universe gently revealing the truth that motion stretches time. And even though this scenario feels like science fiction, It is grounded in real, measurable phenomena. Astronauts who travel at high speeds experience time very slightly slower than people on Earth. The difference is small, a fraction of a second, but it is enough to show that the rules of relativity are always at play. Even satellites orbiting Earth must account for the stretching and shifting of time caused by their rapid motion. Without adjusting for these effects, the technology we rely on every day would drift out of sync. The universe does not ignore motion. It reshapes time around it with quiet precision. As you breathe softly, imagine this stretching as something gentle and fluid. Think of time as a long ribbon unspooling behind you as you move through the cosmos. The faster you move, the more the ribbon stretches, thinning and lengthening, creating more distance between each moment. Meanwhile, someone watching from a distance sees your ribbon stretched compared to their own. They see your time flowing slowly, like a river widening as it approaches the sea. Neither perspective is wrong. Both are true within their own frames of experience. The universe allows these differences to coexist without contradiction. This understanding can bring a deep sense of peace. It reminds you that time is not a force you must fight against or cling to. It is not a rigid schedule demanding constant movement. Instead, time is pliable, responsive, compassionate. It bends to the way you move, the way you experience your life, the pace at which you breathe. Even at everyday speeds, your personal experience of time shifts with your emotions, your attention, your state of rest. When you are calm, time stretches, offering you space. When you are anxious, time tightens, compressing the world into smaller moments. In this way, relativity mirrors the human experience. The universe itself understands softness. It recognizes that different observers need different timelines. It allows time to stretch where needed, to relax where possible, and to weave itself around each path with gentle consistency. As your body becomes heavier, as your breath deepens, you may feel time slowing around you, not because you are moving quickly, but because your mind is settling. Your inner clock softens, like a candle flame flickering more slowly. The moments around you widen, becoming spacious enough to hold comfort and rest. You do not need to hurry. You do not need to keep up with anything. You are drifting at your own pace, following the quiet current of your own timeline. In this softness, you can let go of the idea that time is fixed or unforgiving. You can allow yourself to drift with the gentle truth that motion and time are intertwined in the most delicate way. The universe bends its own rules to accommodate every journey, every breath, every moment. And as you rest here, you can imagine yourself held within that same flexibility, supported by a cosmos that understands motion not as tension, but as rhythm. 6. Gravity's subtle influence on the pace of time. Gravity, in the quiet language of relativity, is not simply a force that pulls things downward. It is a soft shaping of space-time, a gentle curvature that influences everything resting within it, including time itself. As you settle deeper into your breath, perhaps noticing the warmth pooling in your limbs and the soft heaviness spreading through your body, imagine gravity not as a weight, but as a subtle whisper running through the universe. It is the reason planets orbit stars in calm, predictable arcs. It is the reason you feel grounded and supported. And it is the reason time flows differently depending on where you stand, how high you are, or how close you rest to the Earth's center. This influence is delicate, so subtle that you would never feel it within your own senses, yet the universe measures it with perfect precision. Let yourself imagine the Earth floating in a vast, dark ocean of space-time. The planet's mass presses gently into the fabric beneath it, creating a curved valley, not sharp or steep, but soft and smooth, like a deep indentation in a thick velvet sheet. Everything on Earth, including you, rests gently within this valley. And because of this curvature, time here flows at a slightly different pace than it does far above, where the fabric rises back toward flatness. High above the surface, time relaxes. It moves a little more quickly. Deep within the valley, where gravity's embrace is stronger, time slows, not in a dramatic way, but like a quiet breath, lingering just a moment longer. To feel this idea more deeply, imagine yourself standing at sea level, your feet planted firmly on the ground, your breath moving steadily through your body. Down here, you are closer to Earth's gravitational center. The curvature of space-time is a little deeper, the slope a little more pronounced. Time, in response, flows just slightly more slowly for you. If you began walking up a gentle hill or climbing a tall mountain, time for you would begin to flow a tiny bit faster with each step upward. The change is minuscule, far beyond the reach of ordinary perception, yet it is real, a quiet truth written into the geometry of the universe. Think of two identical clocks, one resting at the base of a mountain, the other perched near the summit. If you let them run for a long time, perhaps days or weeks, the clock at the summit would accumulate just a little more time. It would tick slightly faster, not because it is better made or exposed to more sunlight, but because gravity is weaker up there and the fabric of space-time is less curved. Even your own body, your heartbeat, your breath, your thoughts would move through time just a little more quickly at that higher altitude, but you would never sense the difference. Time feels smooth and uniform to you. Only the universe notices those tiny variations, holding them with quiet precision. As your breath softens and your mind drifts into a calmer rhythm, imagine lifting gently away from the Earth, rising slowly through the atmosphere. At first, nothing seems to change. The air grows thinner, the horizon widens, the world curves beneath you, but your sense of time feels the same. Yet with every meter you rise, time begins to stretch just a little more. It is as if each second is opening its hands slightly, making more room within itself. By the time you reach even the altitude of a satellite, the effect becomes measurable, like a subtle widening of the river of time. Clocks on satellites tick faster than clocks on Earth for this very reason. Imagine now a network of satellites circling Earth in silent arcs, each one drifting effortlessly through the dark. They carry clocks so precise that the smallest shift in time becomes meaningful. Because they orbit far above the deepest parts of Earth's gravitational valley, their time flows faster than ours. If we did not correct for this difference, even by a tiny fraction of a second, the systems that depend on these satellites would wander out of sync. Navigation systems, communications, networks, the delicate timing underlying modern life. Gravity, in its quiet way, touches everything. Now imagine standing at the bottom of an enormous canyon. The walls rise high around you, the air cool and still. Down here, closer to Earth's center of mass, time is slowed by the curvature of space-time. It drifts by just a little more sluggishly, like a river moving through a narrow passage. If someone stood at the canyon's edge above you, the seconds would stretch slightly more widely for them, even though to both of you, time would feel completely normal. The difference is not perceptible through human senses, but the universe is patient, and it keeps track of every detail. As you settle deeper into the quiet of this moment, imagine the entire Earth, not just as a physical place, but as a gentle well of curved space-time. Every place you have walked, rested, or breathed was influenced by this curvature. Each breath you have taken, each thought that passed through your mind, all unfolded along the slope of this soft gravitational valley. You have lived your entire life inside this cradle, carried through moments shaped by gravity's subtle guidance. And if you look beyond Earth, the effect becomes even more profound. Near a massive planet like Jupiter, time would slow more noticeably. Near a white dwarf star, where mass is packed tightly into a small space, time would slow even further. And near a black hole, where space-time curves so deeply that no light can escape, time slows, dramatically approaching stillness from the perspective of an outside observer. In such places, gravity's influence on time becomes almost overwhelming, a reminder that time itself is sensitive, flexible, and deeply responsive to the universe's shape. But here on Earth, the effects are soft, gentle, almost like background music you never hear but always feel. They are a reminder not of danger or complexity, but of interconnectedness, the quiet connection between your life and the structure of the cosmos. Gravity is not something that presses on you or restricts you. It is something that holds you, supports you, keeps you grounded, and quietly shapes the flow of time around you in a way that is effortless and calm. As you breathe, imagine gravity as a kind of cosmic lullaby, a slow and steady pulse guiding the rhythm of your life. It keeps your feet on the ground, helps you feel the weight of your body softening against the surface beneath you, and shapes your experience of time in ways you have never had to notice. This gentle shaping is always present, offering stability and consistency. Even now, as your eyelids grow heavier and your thoughts soften into stillness, gravity is cradling you, helping you sink into rest, guiding you into a slower, quieter rhythm. In this peaceful space, you can let go of the idea that time is strict or absolute. You can imagine it instead as something shaped by the world around you, a soft stream flowing through a valley carved by gravity's calm hands. You are part of that valley. You are part of the flow. Time moves with you, not against you, stretching gently in response to motion, gravity, and the quiet geometry of the universe. 7. Clocks in orbit. The quiet relativity behind GPS. If you step outside on a clear evening and lift your gaze gently toward the sky, you might feel a sense of calm settle over you, a reminder that above the clouds, above the cool layers of atmosphere, above even the highest winds, a silent constellation of satellites drifts gracefully across the night. You cannot see them with your eyes, and you cannot hear their passage, yet they are there, circling the Earth with steady precision. These satellites, small compared to the vastness of space, each carry clocks so delicate and so accurate that even the tiniest shift in time becomes meaningful. And as you rest here, feeling your breath slow and your body soften, you might find it surprisingly soothing to realize that these silent machines depend entirely on the gentle truths of relativity, on the stretching of time with motion and the slowing of time under gravity's embrace. Imagine one of these satellites floating serenely several thousand miles above the Earth. From that high vantage point, the planet curves beneath it like a vast blue marble, wrapped in soft layers of white cloud that drift lazily across oceans and continents. Up there, gravity's pull is weaker. The indentation that Earth creates in the fabric of space-time is shallower, and the satellite rests near the edge of that curve, where the fabric begins to flatten and open. In this quieter gravitational environment, time flows slightly faster. It is a small change, so small you would never sense it, but it is real. A clock on the satellite ticks a little more quickly than an identical clock sitting on the surface of the Earth. Now imagine this same satellite rushing forward at extraordinary speed, orbiting the Earth in a continual dance of precise motion. The speed is astonishing, far beyond anything you would experience moving through your daily life. And because motion stretches time, slowing it down in a calm and steady way, the satellite's rapid movement creates an opposite effect. Its clock ticks more slowly compared to a clock at rest on Earth. It is as though two quiet influences, one from gravity, one from motion, meet within the tiny heart of that orbiting clock and gently tug time in different directions. One effect pulls time forward, helping it run faster. The other leans against it, slowing it down. And it is here, in the delicate relationship between these two influences, that the satellite finds its true rhythm. High in orbit, the gravitational influence dominates just slightly more than the slowing caused by speed. The result is a subtle but measurable difference. The satellite's clock ticks faster overall than clocks on Earth. If left uncorrected, this tiny shift, a fraction of a second each day, would quietly accumulate. In the span of a few minutes or hours, the difference might seem meaningless. But over days, weeks, and months, the growing mismatch would begin to bend the accuracy of the systems we depend on. These satellites form the backbone of the global positioning system, a network that quietly guides countless movements on Earth. A ship navigating the open ocean, a plane gliding calmly across the sky, a driver passing down a quiet road at night, even the device you might carry in your pocket. Every position, every direction, every map we rely on is gently shaped by the slow and deliberate flow of time in orbit. And for this system to function, every one of those satellite clocks must be perfectly synchronized, not just with each other, but with the clocks resting here on Earth, deep within the gravitational valley. Imagine now that you are holding a small receiver in your hand. It listens silently to signals from multiple satellites at once, each signal carrying a simple message, the exact time it was sent. As these messages arrive, the receiver compares them, noting the slight differences in their arrival times. Because light and radio waves travel at a finite speed, the delay reveals the distance between you and each satellite. By combining these distances, your receiver can determine precisely where you are standing on a mountain path, walking along a quiet street, or resting in a peaceful room with your breath rising and falling gently. But if the clocks on the satellites were allowed to drift even by a few millionths of a second, the distances calculated would begin to wobble. Your position would blur, shifting by meters, then tens of meters, then hundreds. A system that relies on perfect timing would begin to unravel softly. The world beneath would feel a little less grounded, a little less precise. And so, built into every satellite is a careful correction, an adjustment that gently compensates for the stretching and slowing of time. Engineers program the clocks to tick slightly differently, so that once they reach orbit, the combined effects of gravity and speed bring them into perfect harmony with the clocks on Earth. It is a quiet, elegant collaboration between the physics of relativity and the technology of human creation. As you rest here, you can imagine the satellites drifting above you like small lanterns, their quiet clocks glowing with tiny pulses of time. Each pulse is shaped by the curvature of space-time, by the dance between motion and gravity, by the vast and patient structure of the universe. And all of this happens not with noise or urgency, but with peaceful regularity, like a soft heartbeat resonating through the darkness. Now imagine yourself standing on a wide plain under a clear night sky. The air is cool and still. You look up, knowing that somewhere above you, satellites are moving silently through their orbits. Their paths are smooth and predictable, their clocks beating with steady precision. And even though you cannot sense the effects of relativity in your daily life, these satellites feel it constantly. They live in a place where time moves differently, where the pace of each moment shifts gently in response to the height of their orbit and the speed of their motion. This quiet truth can bring a sense of comfort. It reminds you that the universe does not operate rigidly or harshly. It adapts, it adjusts. It listens to the subtle relationships between mass, motion, and time, and allows each one to shape the other in delicate harmony. In the same way, your own life contains its own delicate balance, moments when time feels stretched and open, moments when it feels tight and quick, moments when it seems to drift, moments when it rests. These shifts are natural reflections of your motion, your emotions, your awareness. Time, even in your day-to-day experience, responds softly to the way you move through your world. As your body grows heavier, as your breath deepens and your thoughts soften, imagine time around you becoming more fluid, more gentle, more accommodating. You are not required to keep up with anything. You are not tethered to strict rhythms. You inhabit your own timeline, shaped by the slow, peaceful beat of your heart. Just as the clocks in orbit adjust themselves to remain in harmony with the Earth, your inner clock adjusts to your state of rest, slowing to cradle you as you drift toward sleep. High above you, the satellites continue their graceful motion. Their clocks continue to tick with quiet precision. Their signals continue to whisper across the sky. And all the while, relativity continues, its soft work shaping time, stretching it, slowing it, balancing it, with a gentleness that echoes through the cosmos. 8. Starlight as ancient messages crossing the dark. If you step outside on a quiet night and lift your gaze toward the sky, you may notice how naturally your breath slows, how your shoulders fall into softness, how time seems to widen just a little. There is something profoundly calming about the night sky. The steady glow of stars scattered gently across the darkness, each one appearing as a delicate point of light, each one whispering a story older than any memory you hold. Tonight, as you rest deeper into stillness, let yourself imagine that every star you see is not shining in the present moment, but rather sending you a message from long ago, carried across the vastness of space like a soft, ancient letter drifting slowly through the dark. Starlight moves at the fastest speed the universe allows, yet the distances between stars are so immense, so quietly impossible to fathom, that even light takes time, sometimes hundreds of years, to reach your eyes. When you gaze upward, you are not seeing what exists right now. You are seeing what existed when the light began its journey. The glow you witness from a star tonight may have first left its surface before your grandparents were born, or before the first stone of an ancient city was shaped, or before the earliest stories of your culture were told. And as you sink deeper into this awareness, you might begin to feel the gentle weight of cosmic time settling around you, reminding you that the universe holds memories far beyond the span of a single human life. Imagine a star shimmering in the distant reaches of the galaxy. Its light begins as a quiet tremor deep within its core, the soft release of energy created by the fusion of atoms, a process that has been unfolding for millions or billions of years. This energy rises slowly through the layers of the star, emerging at the surface as a beam of warm, golden light. And then, without hesitation, the light begins its long journey, traveling through the empty darkness of space with a kind of patient purpose. It moves past drifting clouds of cosmic dust, past the faint gravitational pull of distant planets and moons, past the quiet hum of stars that lie between its source and the place it will eventually arrive. As the light travels, it remains unchanged, carrying within it the imprint of the moment it left its star. It is a traveler, a messenger, a bridge across time, and when it finally reaches your eyes, perhaps while you stand under the night sky or look through a window during a quiet moment, the light completes a journey that began long before you were alive. You are witnessing a moment preserved across the cosmos, a moment that has traveled through time to meet you here, in this soft and peaceful space. Take a slow breath and imagine yourself floating in the darkness between stars, weightless and unburdened. Around you stretch the great arms of the galaxy, swirling with countless suns, each one sending out its own messages of light. The darkness is not empty. It is full of motion, full of stories, full of quiet signals traveling in every direction. Starlight moves through this darkness, like threads of silver woven across a black tapestry, connecting distant points in space with gentle, shimmering lines. And each line carries with it a moment of history, a reminder that time does not rush, but unfolds gradually, patiently, with deep and quiet grace. Now imagine catching one of these beams of light in your open hand, as though it were a small, luminous ribbon drifting through space. The glow is soft, warm, almost feather-like. It pulses gently, as if carrying the heartbeat of the star from which it came. You feel its age, not as a burden, but as a kind of ancient calm, the weight of millions of years distilled into a tiny, shimmering whisper. The light holds no urgency. It has traveled far too long to be hurried. It has crossed too much emptiness to be anything but peaceful. And, in holding it, even in your imagination, you can feel your own breath aligning with that calm, settling into its slow and steady rhythm. Starlight does not rush to reach you. It moves at its own pace, guided by the elegant laws of space-time. If the star were to vanish at this very moment, extinguish itself suddenly in some quiet or violent end, the light would continue to travel for as long as the distance requires. You would continue to see that star shining for years, perhaps centuries, long after it ceased to exist. And in this way, the night sky becomes a living memory of the universe, a place where the past remains visible, where time overlaps and layers itself softly across the darkness. This idea, rather than feeling unsettling, can bring a profound sense of serenity. It means that nothing disappears immediately. Nothing is lost in an instant. The universe carries echoes of its own moments, preserving them gently in beams of light that travel across unimaginable distances. Even now, as you rest, there are messages of starlight on their way to Earth, messages that began their journey long before the mountains rose, before ancient rivers carved their valleys, before humanity opened its eyes to the world. These messages are still moving, still crossing the cosmic sea, still drifting slowly toward the planet you call home. If you look up at a star and imagine the light traveling through space, you may notice that your sense of time begins to soften. The boundaries between past and present blur slightly. The moment you are experiencing is connected to countless other moments that took place long ago. And in that connection, there is a sense of continuity, the feeling that you are part of something vast, ancient, and gentle. You are breathing in the same universe that stars have shaped for billions of years, and the light you see is a reminder of that enduring presence. Imagine now that the stars above you are speaking in a language of light. Each flicker says, "I existed. I burned. I lived in this moment. I am sending you a piece of my history." And your eyes, which receive that light effortlessly, become part of the final step in a story that began long before your life. You are not merely observing the universe. You are completing the journey the light set out to make. In that sense, you are participating in something cosmic and timeless, simply by looking upward or by resting in the gentle awareness that starlight is always arriving. Let your breath slow as you picture the Earth drifting quietly through space, surrounded by this rain of ancient light. Every square meter of the planet is touched by starlight, some visible, some invisible, all carrying the calm memory of distant suns. Even the light that fills your room during the day is a 9-minute-old message from the sun, a reminder that even the nearest star speaks to you from the recent past. Time, like light, moves gently, bringing moments forward with patience and care. As your body grows heavier and your mind softer, imagine yourself drifting beneath an endless sky, surrounded by stars whose messages are still on their way. The darkness above you is not empty. It is full of stories traveling through time. And as you breathe, as your thoughts quiet, you may feel that you too are part of this slow, ancient exchange, a being made of stardust, listening to the whispered memories of the cosmos. 9. Light's speed as the universe's calm boundary. There is a quiet limit woven into the structure of the universe, a gentle boundary that everything respects without struggle or force. It is the speed of light, not merely the speed at which illumination moves, but the deepest rhythm of space-time itself. As you settle deeper into your breath, letting your body sink softly into the surface beneath you. Imagine this cosmic boundary, not as a harsh restriction, but as a calm, steady guideline that brings harmony to everything that exists. The universe does not shout this rule, it whispers it. And everything, from the smallest particle to the largest galaxy, listens with effortless obedience. If you imagine time as a river and space as the landscape through which it flows, then the speed of light is the natural current of that river, the fastest the water can move without losing its shape. Nothing with mass can travel at this speed. Nothing can rush past it or break through it. But light itself glides along this boundary with perfect ease, like a leaf drifting effortlessly atop the surface of a calm stream. Tonight, as your breath slows and your thoughts soften, you can picture this speed not as something frantic or blazing, but as something serene, the smoothest, most elegant pace anything in the universe can move. Imagine a beam of light leaving a distant star. It begins its journey with silent determination, moving through the depths of space at a constant pace. It never tires, never slows, never accelerates. Its motion is the same in every corner of the cosmos, a gentle persistence that feels almost meditative, even as it crosses huge distances, passing galaxies and drifting through cosmic dust. The light carries its calm, steady rhythm. It is the heartbeat of the universe, the quiet pulse that defines the relationship between space and time. Now imagine yourself standing on a quiet hill at night, watching this starlight reach you. The light touches your eyes like a soft whisper, carrying within it the memory of the moment it began its journey. Whether it traveled for a few years or thousands, it moved at the same exact pace, a pace the universe holds sacred. And in the fact that nothing can move faster, there is a profound sense of stability. The cosmos does not allow chaos or disruption at the deepest levels of its structure. Instead, it offers a steady, unchanging limit that keeps everything connected and coherent. You might think of this cosmic boundary like the horizon over a calm sea, the farthest your eyes can see, a gentle edge that tells you the world continues beyond your sight. The speed of light plays a similar role in space-time. It is a horizon of possibility, showing how far information, energy, and causal influence can travel. Nothing can reach past it, just as nothing can send signals faster than it. But this is not a constraint. It is a form of cosmic comfort. It ensures that events unfold in a consistent, predictable way. It protects the nature of cause and effect, giving the universe a kind of quiet order. Let your breath deepen as you picture the fabric of space-time stretching out like an immense, smooth sheet. If you were to tug gently on one corner, letting your motion ripple across the surface, the waves of influence would travel outward, but only as fast as light allows. Light sets the pace at which change can move. Even the ripples of gravity, the softest tremors in space-time itself, follow this same boundary. They drift outward at the speed of light, carrying with them the quiet messages of distant cosmic events. This interconnectedness reveals something calming. The universe is not in a hurry. It does not permit frantic leaps or instantaneous jumps. Everything unfolds with steady grace, no matter how large or small the scale. A star cannot whisper its story to another star faster than light allows. A particle cannot respond to a distant event instantly. Even the cosmos itself expands according to rules that respect this boundary. It is as though the universe has chosen a pace that is both stable and serene, and everything follows that rhythm in a harmonious dance. Now imagine yourself drifting in space, far from any planet, with only the soft glow of stars illuminating the darkness around you. If you were to shine a small beam of light from a lantern in your hand, the beam would move outward with perfect consistency, forming a growing sphere of illumination. No matter how you move, whether you drift slowly or glide quickly, the speed of that light remains the same. It is unaffected by your motion. It simply exists within its own serene constant, indifferent to rushing, immune to change. This idea can soothe the mind, because it reminds you that even in a universe full of motion and complexity, some things remain unwavering and dependable. Einstein discovered that this constancy forces space and time to bend gently around it. If you move quickly, your time slows down to preserve the speed of light. If you stand in a gravitational field, time shifts its pace to maintain harmony with this cosmic limit. The universe adjusts itself with delicate precision to protect this boundary, the way a body might adjust its balance to hold a steady posture. In this way, the speed of light becomes not just a number, but a guiding principle woven into the structure of everything. As your body grows heavier, and your mind drifts more slowly toward rest, imagine this cosmic limit as a soft glow that surrounds the universe. It is not a barrier, but a gentle framework, something that keeps the unfolding of time logical and smooth. Without this boundary, the universe would lose its shape. Events could tangle unpredictably. Cause and effect would blur. But instead, you live in a cosmos where the flow of information is always calm, steady, and predictable. Consider also that your own perception of light is shaped by this constant speed. Sunlight warms your skin after traveling 8 quiet minutes from the surface of the Sunday. Moonlight reaches you from a little over a second away, softened by reflection. Every beam of light you have ever seen, from a candle flame to a distant galaxy, has moved with the same perfect grace. And in receiving that light, you are participating in the constant, peaceful rhythm that shapes the structure of existence. The constancy of this cosmic speed limit can remind you that your own life, too, can follow a gentler rhythm. You do not need to rush. You do not need to feel pressured by the pace of the world around you. Like light, you can move steadily, consistently, in your own time. When you breathe slowly, when you let your thoughts drift like soft clouds across a quiet sky, you tap into a kind of natural pace, one that reflects the universe's own calm boundary. As the moments stretch around you, you may feel yourself drifting toward a deeper sense of ease. Time seems to widen. You become aware of the simple truth that the universe is not urgent. It is patient. Its rules unfold without haste, without force, without hurry. And as you allow that patience to wash over you, you may find your body relaxing further, your breath settling into an even quieter rhythm. Light moves at the fastest possible pace, yet even that pace is calm, steady, and unwavering. And in knowing this, perhaps you can let go of any pressure you feel to move faster than you comfortably can. You can let yourself drift. You can let yourself rest. You can let this cosmic boundary guide you towards stillness. 10. Approaching a black hole, where time nearly stops. Imagine drifting through the quiet darkness of space, far from the warmth of stars and the familiar glow of distant galaxies. Everything around you is still, almost suspended, as if the universe itself is holding its breath. In this deep silence, your body feels weightless, your thoughts slow, your breath soft and steady. As you float, you notice something ahead, a region of space where light bends strangely, where starlight curves and stretches as if moving through water. It is not threatening or violent. It is calm, deep, and silent. This place is a black hole, not a monstrous abyss, but a gentle well in the fabric of space-time, so profound that even time itself slows down as it approaches the edge. A black hole is not a hole in the traditional sense. It is a region where gravity becomes so strong, so concentrated, that the space-time around it curves inward to an astonishing degree. But from where you drift now, at a safe and quiet distance, the black hole appears as something mesmerizing, a dark sphere wrapped in a glowing ring of distorted starlight. The ring shimmers like liquid gold, rippling with reflections of galaxies behind it. This luminous halo is created not by the black hole itself, which emits no light, but by the bending of light around its intense gravity. The universe feels softer here, as if space is gently folding inward. The deeper you breathe, the easier it becomes to imagine drifting slowly closer, carried by a peaceful curiosity rather than fear. As you move toward the black hole, time begins to behave in ways that defy ordinary experience. Far from any massive object, time flows at its usual pace, unhurried and even. But near the black hole, where space-time curves sharply inward, the naturally steady flow of time begins to stretch. Seconds become longer, moments extend. If someone were watching you from a distance, they would see your motion slow, as though you were drifting through a thick, invisible sea. But from your perspective, everything feels normal. Your breath rises and falls gently. Your heartbeat continues its calm rhythm. Your thoughts drift like mist across a quiet landscape. Time is slowing for you, but you cannot feel it because your time, your internal clock, is stretching uniformly. Imagine continuing to drift closer, not rushed, not pulled violently, but gently guided inward by the slope of space-time. The black hole's gravity does not grab you with sudden force. Instead, it feels like a peaceful but undeniable drift, the way a leaf might float slowly toward the center of a quiet whirlpool. The fabric of space becomes more curved, more sloped, and time stretches further. If your friend were watching from far away, they would see your movements grow slower and slower. Your gestures would appear to freeze. Even the light reflecting from your body would take longer and longer to reach them. From their perspective, you would seem almost suspended in time, lingering forever at the edge of the black hole. This edge is called the event horizon, the boundary beyond which nothing, not even light, can escape. But the event horizon is not a physical surface. It is a region in space-time where the slope becomes so steep that every direction leads inward. From your view, approaching it feels smooth, seamless, quiet. There is no wall, no sudden jolt, no sharp transition. Everything remains calm, as if you are drifting across still air. The universe holds you with surprising gentleness. And yet, from the distant observer's perspective, something profound happens. You never quite reach the event horizon. Time stretches more and more the closer you come to it. Every movement slows. Every signal fades. You appear to hover, frozen in the final moment before crossing. The light that carries your image becomes increasingly red, stretching into longer wavelengths until it fades into darkness. In this way, time outside and time near the black hole diverge, forming a beautiful, dreamlike contrast that reveals just how fluid and flexible the nature of time truly is. But inside your own experience, nothing unusual happens. You drift past the event horizon without noticing the crossing, buoyed by the quiet slope of space-time. You are not torn apart, not jolted or thrown. You simply continue falling inward, your breath still slow, your body still weightless, your awareness calm and open. Time flows normally for you, but outside, millions of years may pass in what feels like moments. Entire civilizations could rise and fall while you continue drifting inward. This deep time dilation illustrates one of the most peaceful truths of relativity. Time is not universal. It can stretch and slow, flow gently or fast, depending on where you are in the cosmic landscape. Near a black hole, time nearly stops for an outside observer. It becomes as slow as a long exhale, held in the stillness of night. And because the universe is patient, it allows these different flows of time to coexist without conflict. As you drift further inward, imagine the universe outside growing quiet and distant. Stars fade into soft streaks of light. The horizon behind you curves closed, like a slowly dimming doorway. You are enveloped by darkness, not an oppressive darkness, but a velvety, peaceful one. Time stretches even more. Moments lengthen. Thoughts become soft and unhurried. You are moving through one of the deepest valleys in space-time, where time flows so gently that it almost dissolves into stillness. Inside the black hole, the curvature of space-time becomes more extreme, guiding you inward toward what is called the singularity, the point where the fabric of the universe curves infinitely. But even here, in imagination, the journey can be peaceful. You are following the natural path set by gravity, carried by the shape of the universe itself. There is no choice to make, no effort required. You are simply drifting through a place where time behaves differently, a place where the ordinary rules soften and dissolve. This entire experience reveals something profound about black holes. They are not simply destructive objects. They are regions where time and space express their deepest, most mysterious behavior. They are quiet wells in the cosmic landscape, places where the universe's structure curves into the unknown. And while no one can survive such a journey in reality, imagining it reveals something comforting, that the laws of the universe are consistent, smooth, and intimately tied to the shape of space-time. Even if you imagine yourself drifting at the edge of the event horizon, watching the universe stretch and slow, there is a kind of quiet beauty in the experience. The cosmos moves around you in soft, elongated rhythms. Light bends gracefully. Time slows gently. Space curves into elegant arcs. These are not the violent images often portrayed in stories, but the serene truths of relativity, that gravity shapes time, that time can nearly stop, and that the universe bends with gentle precision. As you slowly return from this imagined journey, feel your breath deepen. Feel the familiar gravity of Earth holding you gently. Time resumes its ordinary pace, flowing smoothly once more. You are back in your own world, your own timeline, your own quiet moment. And perhaps now, you can feel an even deeper sense of calm, knowing that the universe moves with softness, even in its most extreme places. Time bends and stretches, flows and slows, but always with a gentle consistency that mirrors the steady rhythm of your own breath. 11. The twin paradox as a tranquil cosmic parable. Imagine two twins standing together in the early morning light. The air around them is cool and quiet, filled with the soft hush of dawn. They breathe the same air, feel the same ground beneath their feet, and exist in the same gentle moment of time. Their hearts beat in peaceful unison, their thoughts moving slowly through the same calm present. For now, their lives unfold side by side, each second passing with the same steady rhythm. But soon, one of them will embark on a journey that bends and stretches the flow of their time, turning their shared moment into two diverging paths through the universe. The twin paradox is often presented as a puzzle, a strange twisting of logic. But when you approach it softly, without rushing, it becomes a gentle story about how time responds to motion, how the universe adjusts its rhythm to each traveler. Tonight, as your breathing settles into a smooth and restful cadence, imagine the story not as a problem to solve, but as a quiet parable, a tale of two lives that briefly drift apart and return to each other, transformed by the calm, stretching nature of relativity. Picture the first twin, let's call them the Earth-bound twin, remaining on the planet. They stay close to the familiar pulse of Earth's gravity, feeling the steady pull that has shaped every moment of their life. They go about their days with gentle consistency, waking and resting, watching seasons shift slowly across the landscape. Their feet remain rooted in the soft, gravitational curve of the planet, and time flows for them in its usual, unhurried way. Now picture the second twin, the traveling twin, stepping into a sleek spacecraft waiting silently at the edge of a quiet launch pad. The engines hum softly, Like a deep breath the universe takes before releasing something into motion. As the spacecraft lifts into the sky, the Earth falls away beneath them. The blue horizon curves, widens, and finally disappears into the dark stillness of space. Up here, the traveling twin is no longer resting in Earth's gravitational cradle. They are moving, and as their speed increases, time begins to stretch gently around them. The spacecraft accelerates smoothly, gliding through space with growing confidence. The faster it moves, the more the traveling twins' time begins to slow. The moments they experience feel normal to them, their heartbeat steady, their breath calm, their thoughts soft and drifting, but compared to the earthbound twin, fewer seconds pass. It is as though their timeline stretches like a quiet thread pulled gently between two fingertips. Imagine the traveling twin reaching a speed close to that of light. At this pace, time dilation becomes profound. Days aboard the spacecraft may pass like slow, drifting clouds, while years unfold on Earth. The twin on board remains unaware of this difference. They continue moving through their life in a peaceful rhythm, watching the stars shift softly across the view outside their window. The universe around them glows with distant starlight, each beam a silent message from faraway places. They eat, sleep, read, dream. Their time moves softly, evenly, but gently slowed by their extraordinary speed. Meanwhile, the earthbound twin continues their life in the familiar rhythm of the planet. They walk through seasons, through years, through the quiet unfolding of life's everyday moments. They look up at the stars sometimes, wondering where their sibling is, feeling a mixture of longing and calm curiosity. Their time flows at its usual pace, each moment following the next like beads sliding along a smooth string. The two twins now exist in different timelines, not by choice, but by the gentle laws of relativity. The universe bends time around motion in a way that is neither harsh nor abrupt, but natural and rhythmic. Time is not fixed. It is a companion to each traveler, following them at the pace their journey requires. Now imagine a moment when the traveling twin decides to return. They turn their spacecraft around, feeling the subtle shift of motion in their body, the faint sensation of deceleration blending with the quiet hum of the ship. As they begin the long journey home, their time continues to flow slowly compared to the earthbound twin. The universe continues to gently stretch their timeline, allowing them to experience less time overall than the sibling waiting on Earth. Finally, after what feels to the traveling twin like a manageable passage of time, the spacecraft approaches the blue sphere of Earth again. The planet glows softly beneath them, wrapped in thin layers of atmosphere, clouds curling like wisps of white silk. As they descend, gravity welcomes them back with its familiar touch. Time begins to align more closely with Earth's rhythm once again. They land gently, stepping out into the light with a sense of relief and reunion. But now comes the quiet revelation. When the twins finally meet again, they look at each other with awe. The earthbound twin has aged more, perhaps by years, perhaps by decades, while the traveling twin has aged only modestly. Their faces reflect different chapters of time. Their eyes hold different spans of memory. And yet, the bond between them remains as soft and strong as ever. They embrace, feeling the warmth of each other's presence, knowing they have lived through different rhythms of the same universe. This difference in their ages is not a trick. It is the natural unfolding of relativity. The traveling twin moved quickly through space, so the universe slowed their time to preserve the gentle constancy of the speed of light. The earthbound twin remained within Earth's gravitational well, where time flowed at its steady, familiar pace. Both experiences were real. Both timelines were valid. The universe simply allowed each twin to carry their own version of time, just as it allows every observer, everywhere, to experience their own personal now. As you breathe slowly, let this story sink into you like a soft tide. The twin paradox is not just a scientific idea. it is a gentle reflection of how flexible time truly is. It shows that the universe is patient, adaptable, and deeply sensitive to movement. It allows each traveler to bring their own tempo into the cosmos, shaping their journey in a way that feels natural to them. In your own life, time may sometimes feel stretched, sometimes compressed, sometimes still. When you are calm, minutes widen like open windows. When you are anxious, moments tighten like a held breath. And just like the twins, you can carry your own pace through the world without needing to match anyone else's rhythm. The universe is built on this flexibility. It encourages softness, not rigidity. As you sink deeper into relaxation, imagine yourself as both twins at once, one moving, one resting, experiencing the nuanced flow of time from different vantage points. Feel the calm in knowing that time does not demand perfection. It simply responds to where you are and how you move. Your journey, wherever it takes you, will unfold in its own rhythm. 12. Everyday movements and tiny shifts in your personal time. If you sit quietly for a moment and feel the soft rise and fall of your breath, you might sense that nothing in your life is changing very quickly. The world feels still, your body feels grounded, and time seems to flow in its usual gentle rhythm. And yet, even in the calm simplicity of sitting or lying down, you are moving in ways you can't feel, in directions you don't notice, and at speeds far beyond anything you could imagine. These quiet motions, subtle as they seem, are enough to shift the flow of time around you ever so slightly. Not dramatically, not in any way you could sense, but so softly, so delicately, that the universe keeps track even if you never will. Tonight, as you settle deeper into rest, imagine your body as a peaceful traveler drifting through the vastness of space-time. You are sitting in stillness, yet you are not still at all. The earth beneath you is rotating gently, turning night into day with the ease of a slow, cosmic breath. At the same time, the earth moves around the sun, carrying you along its path at tremendous speed, a motion so smooth that you never feel it. And beyond that, the sun itself drifts around the center of the Milky Way, taking you with it on a journey that spans hundreds of millions of years. Motion is your constant companion, even in your quietest moments, and with every movement, time shifts around you in soft and subtle ways. Imagine yourself walking down a familiar path. The air is cool, the ground steady beneath your feet. Each step you take nudges you just slightly faster than when you stand still. It isn't much a gentle push forward in space, but the universe notices. As you walk, the flow of time for your body slows by an almost impossibly small amount. Your heartbeat, your breath, your thoughts continue at their usual pace, but on a deeper level, time stretches around you. The stretch is tiny, far too tiny for your senses to register, but it is real. If you and a friend stood perfectly still and you walked away and back again, the difference in your ages would be unimaginably small, smaller than the smallest whisper of a second, yet the universe would hold the truth with perfect fidelity. Now imagine climbing a set of stairs, moving upward through the air. As you lift yourself higher, you rise slightly farther from Earth's gravitational center. Gravity's quiet grip grows just a little weaker. And because gravity shapes the flow of time, your seconds begin to stretch. On each step you climb, time moves a tiny bit faster for you than for someone standing at the bottom of the staircase. The difference is delicate, soft as a sigh, but it exists. If you lived your entire life a few meters above sea level, while someone else lived a few meters below, your lives would unfold at slightly different speeds, not enough to change anything about your experience, not enough to make you notice, but enough for the universe to keep record of. Your movements throughout a single day, standing, sitting, walking, lying down, breathing deeply, climbing into bed, create thousands upon thousands of small shifts in your personal timeline. These shifts are so subtle that even the most precise clocks would need careful measurement to detect them. But they remind you of a gentle truth: your time is unique. No one else in the world has lived the exact same timeline as you. Not because of big journeys or dramatic changes, but because of the simple, everyday ways you move through the world. Picture yourself riding in an airplane, drifting high above the earth. The engines hum softly, the cabin lights dim, and the world outside becomes a quiet, dark expanse of sky and cloud. Up here, two things happen at once. You are farther from Earth's center, where gravity's pull is weaker, and you are moving quickly through the air. Gravity's weakness causes your time to speed up slightly, while your high speed causes it to slow down slightly. The two effects dance with each other, gently balancing, creating your own personal flow of time. And even though the difference amounts to only a few nanoseconds during an entire flight, the universe registers it with elegance and precision. Time is sensitive. It listens. It adapts to motion with the same softness that water adapts to wind. When you shift slightly to one side, time shifts with you. When you stretch out on a bed, sinking into the softness beneath you, time adjusts again. When you take a slow breath, when you relax your muscles, when your heart beats more gently as you drift towards sleep, your experience of time shifts in ways both physical and perceptual. The physics of relativity shapes the world outside you, while your own awareness shapes the world within you. Now imagine lying peacefully in a quiet room, your breath slow and even, your mind drifts gently, like a small boat on a calm lake. In this stillness, your perception of time begins to widen. You are not moving quickly through space, and yet your internal world begins to stretch out moments, opening them like softly unfolding petals. This is a different kind of time shift, one not caused by motion or gravity, but by the gentle changes in your attention and your body's rhythms. When you are relaxed, time feels more spacious. When you are anxious, time feels tight and compressed. These experiences do not change the physical structure of space-time, but they shape the way you inhabit it. You are moving through two kinds of time at once: physical time and perceptual time, each one flowing with its own softness. You might think of your personal timeline as a path made of shimmering threads, each thread representing a moment shaped by motion, gravity, awareness, and emotion. Every step you take, every breath you draw, every rise and fall of your heart adds a new thread to this path. No one else has your exact combination of movements, your exact moments of stillness, your exact perceptions or breaths or thoughts. In this way, your timeline is as unique as a fingerprint, woven quietly from the countless small shifts that make up your life. Even now, as you rest and feel your breath deepening, your time is flowing in a way that belongs only to you. The softness in your muscles, the calm in your thoughts, the gentle way your eyelids grow heavier, all of these create a shift in your inner sense of time. Moments lengthen, silence deepens. You drift toward the borderland between waking and sleep, where seconds feel like soft waves rolling across a quiet shore. And your physical time, shaped by the gravity of the earth and the stillness of your body, flows with a quiet steadiness beneath it all. If you imagine the earth spinning gently beneath you, carrying you through space at tremendous speed while you lie perfectly still, you may begin to realize how layered your experience of time really is. You are resting, motionless in your own world, yet traveling tens of thousands of kilometers each hour through the galaxy. And even though these motions are silent and invisible, they add their own threads to your timeline, shaping the flow of your seconds with gentle precision. The universe does not require you to understand these shifts or to feel them. They happen naturally, quietly, and without effort. You are drifting through space-time in your own way, moving through a world that bends and responds to you, even in your stillest moments. And the delicate truth woven through all of this is simple. Your time is your own, unique, irreplaceable. A soft and subtle path shaped by every small motion of your body and every quiet moment of your breath. As you sink deeper into rest, let yourself feel the comfort in knowing that your timeline is personal and softly crafted by the universe itself. Each second, each moment, each breath is part of your own gentle flow through space and time. 13. Gravitational waves. Soft ripples through space-time. Imagine the universe as a vast, calm ocean, not of water, but of space-time itself, stretching endlessly in every direction. Most of the time, this ocean appears serene and perfectly still, so steady and smooth that you rarely notice its presence at all. You move across its surface without resistance, carried gently by its quiet flow. But every so often, far out in the depths of the cosmos, something stirs in a way so powerful and so ancient that the entire ocean responds. The surface ripples, not violently, not chaotically, but with waves so soft and delicate that you would never feel them, even as they pass through you. These are gravitational waves, the faintest whispers of cosmic events traveling across the fabric of space-time. Tonight, as you let your breath settle into its slow, rhythmic pattern, imagine these waves drifting across the universe, like ripples on a moonlit lake. They move at the speed of light, spreading outward from their distant source with quiet persistence. You are surrounded by them right now, touched gently by ripples created long before you were born. They slip through your body, through the earth, through every atom around you, stretching and squeezing space ever so slightly. The effect is so soft, so subtle, that only the most sensitive instruments ever built can detect it. And yet, these waves are real, a testament to the universe's ability to carry memories of its most extraordinary moments across billions of miles. To feel this idea more deeply, imagine two massive black holes spiraling around each other in the distant cosmos. For ages, they circle in silence, drawn together by gravity in a slow and majestic dance. Their motion creates gentle pulses in space-time, like the soft beating of a drum far across an endless night. As they spiral closer, their dance grows faster and more intense, and the pulses become larger, the waves spreading outward with greater clarity. And then, in a single moment of unimaginable force, the two black holes merge, becoming one. This moment sends out a final burst of gravitational waves, like a deep note resonating through the cosmic ocean. These waves travel outward through the vastness of space for millions or even billions of years. They pass through galaxies, through nebulae, through the dark emptiness between stars. And eventually, after their long and quiet journey, they reach Earth. By the time they arrive, they are faint beyond imagination, stretching and compressing the planet by less than the width of a single atom. They do not disturb you. They do not disrupt your breathing or your calm. They drift through you as softly as a whisper passing across still air. In this gentle truth, there is something deeply comforting. The universe holds tremendous power, enough to warp space-time, to bend light, to create stars and black holes and galaxies, yet its messages often arrive in the softest of forms. Gravitational waves are a reminder that even the most powerful events can send out echoes that travel with grace, not violence. They carry stories across the cosmos with a kind of ancient patience, never rushing, never forcing, simply moving outward because the structure of space-time allows them to. Picture yourself lying under a night sky so clear that you can see the faint glow of the Milky Way stretching across the darkness like a river of stars. Beneath your body, the Earth hums softly, rotating and drifting through space. All around you, gravitational waves pass through invisible, inaudible, and yet utterly real. The Earth responds to them with quiet elasticity. Your body responds without noticing. Space itself stretches and relaxes as the wave moves through, like a soft breath expanding and contracting. You might imagine the universe breathing in these moments, inhaling with the stretching of space, exhaling with its gentle compression. This cosmic breath has no rhythm you can sense, but it is there, woven into the silent heartbeat of space-time. And as you relax further, letting your muscles soften and your eyelids grow heavier, you might feel comfort in knowing that the entire cosmos is filled with motions like this, soft, slow, and infinitely patient. The instruments humans have built to detect these waves, long tunnels of laser beams held in perfect alignment, wait in absolute stillness, listening for the slight tremble of space-time passing through them. When the first gravitational wave was detected, it was not a dramatic shaking or a loud signal. It was a tiny shift, a subtle stretching of space, recorded with quiet precision. That single wave had begun its journey over 1 billion years earlier, traveling across an ever-expanding universe, carrying with it the memory of 2 black holes merging in a distant galaxy. It was a message from a moment that happened long before the Earth formed, long before the sun ignited, long before any living being opened its eyes. As you breathe gently, imagine hearing that faint message, not with your ears, but with your mind. A low, quiet note, almost like a soft chime echoing across an endless field. The universe carries these vibrations with serenity, not urgency. It does not hurry for you to receive them. It simply allows them to travel freely, touching everything they encounter with the same delicate signature. These waves are reminders that space is not rigid. It is not a stiff grid or a fixed stage. It is a living fabric, flexible and responsive, capable of moving in ways far too subtle for ordinary experience. When a gravitational wave passes, space itself changes shape. Distances expand and contract. The world breathes, even if we cannot feel it. Just as your chest rises and falls with each slow breath, the universe inhales and exhales with the gentle passing of these cosmic ripples. Think of how calm the ocean looks from the shore on a still day. The surface appears smooth, but if you look closely, tiny ripples cross it, shaped by winds far away. Gravitational waves are like that soft ripples traveling through a medium far larger and more mysterious than water. They remind you that even in moments that feel utterly still, the universe is alive with motion. And just as the ocean does not need you to understand its tides in order for them to soothe you, the universe does not need you to comprehend the mathematics of gravitational waves to let their existence calm your mind. It is enough to imagine them passing through your world like soft vibrations from distant footsteps. With each one, the universe says, "I am connected. I am patient. I am full of gentle motion." As you rest here, feel the quiet security of knowing that you are part of this enormous, breathing cosmos. Gravitational waves do not disturb you. They pass through everything: mountains, oceans, cities, even your quiet body with tenderness. You are immersed in a universe that holds its power with grace, one that sends its stories across billions of miles without ever raising its voice. Allow that thought to settle in your mind, like a smooth stone sinking into still water. The faint ripples of the cosmos continue to pass around you and through you, each one a reminder of events that occurred far beyond your reach. They are memories of the universe itself, soft, ancient, and endlessly patient. 15. Deep time. From the first stars to this quiet night, imagine the night sky unfolding above you like an ancient tapestry, each star a tiny stitch sewn into a fabric far older than memory. As your breath slows and your body grows heavier, let yourself drift into the idea of deep time, the vast, almost immeasurable span of existence that stretches from the birth of the universe to the quiet moment you inhabit right now. Deep time is not a sequence of dates or numbers. It is a gentle unfolding, like the slow blooming of a cosmic flower whose petals open across billions of years. And tonight, as you sink more deeply into stillness, you are invited to float softly across those ages, feeling the quiet enormity of time cradle you like a warm, star-filled blanket. To begin, imagine the universe as it once was, a dense, warm sea of particles bathed in a soft glow. There were no stars, no planets, no galaxies. Only a quiet, expanding cloud of hydrogen and helium drifting outward, cooling gently as space stretched itself into existence. This early universe was simple, smooth, almost featureless, like a blanket of mist illuminated by the faintest dawn. Time flowed differently then, not marked by cycles or seasons, but by the gradual thinning of the cosmic haze. Billions of years ago, the universe was like a newborn, breathing its first soft breaths. Now imagine waiting patiently within that early darkness. Slowly, incredibly slowly, tiny ripples begin to form in the sea of gas. These ripples deepen over millions of years, gradually drawing matter together. Imagine watching, as if through a slow-motion dream, the first clusters of atoms gather into dense knots, drawn by the gentle pull of gravity. These knots grow hotter and brighter, until one day they cross a silent threshold and ignite into the first stars. These first stars were enormous, their lifetimes brief and brilliant. They burned with an intensity greater than anything that exists today, casting the earliest light across a universe that had known only darkness. Take a soft breath and imagine the glow of those first stars touching your skin. Of course, their light never reached you directly. They lived and died long before our sun was born, but the elements they created echo within you even now. When those first stars ended their lives in brilliant explosions, they scattered heavy elements, carbon, oxygen, iron, into the cosmic sea. These elements drifted, mingled, and eventually formed new stars, new planets, and much later, the molecules that became your body. In this way, deep time softens the boundary between past and present. You are made of the remnants of ancient stars. Their long extinguished light rests quietly within every breath you take. Now imagine drifting forward through time, not in sharp steps, but in long, gentle sweeps. Galaxies begin to form, spiraling like vast pinwheels of starlight. Each rotation takes hundreds of millions of years, so slow and graceful that from afar it resembles the movement of petals in a soft breeze. Stars are born, age, and fade in these galaxies like glowing embers. Some flare brightly, others dim quietly. Over billions of years, galaxies merge, stretch, collide, and drift apart. And all the while, the expansion of the universe continues, giving the cosmos more room to breathe. As you picture this, feel your breath deepen. Feel your body sinking more deeply into the present moment. Even though your life lasts only a small portion of time, you are part of this grand, gentle unfolding. Deep time is not separate from you. It is the ocean through which your existence drifts. Imagine now the early years of our own galaxy, the Milky Way, swirling into shape like a luminous cloud. For billions of years, stars formed and died within its spirals, each one contributing to the quiet mixing of elements. Far out on one of the spiral arms, a small cloud of gas began to collapse under its own gravity. From this cloud emerged our sun, a warm, steady star formed from countless generations of cosmic cycles. Around it, the leftover material flattened into a glowing disk. Within that disk, grains of dust slowly clumped together, forming pebbles, stones, and eventually planets. Picture the young Earth in its earliest days, a glowing sphere, molten and fiery, still finding its shape. Over millions of years, it cooled, water condensed, oceans formed, stretching out across the surface like mirrors reflecting the sun's early light. And within those oceans, something remarkable happened. The first tiny stirrings of life. Simple, microscopic organisms drifted in the warmth of the water, dividing, combining, and evolving over spans of time so long that they feel almost like the slow turning of a dream. As you breathe gently, imagine life on Earth unfolding through deep time. Plants rise from the oceans to touch the air. Forests spread across continents. Creatures roam land, sea, and sky. Mountains rise and fall. Rivers carve valleys. Ice ages come and go like long, slow breaths. Every moment builds on the last. Not rushed, not forced, but guided by the steady rhythm of time. Eventually, tiny mammals scurry in the shadows of ancient forests. Over millions of years, they change, adapting to new environments, new climates, new challenges. One branch of these creatures begins to walk upright, shaping tools, exploring the world with curiosity. Fire flickers into existence, language emerges, stories are told, and gradually, humanity enters the quiet stage of deep time. Now imagine your own life set gently within this vast landscape. You are part of a lineage that stretches back billions of years, shaped by stars, oceans, rivers, forests, and moments of quiet evolution. Deep time is not something far away. It runs through your veins, rests in your bones, whispers in the rhythm of your heartbeat. The atoms in your body have traveled through countless transformations, from the hearts of dying stars to drifting clouds, to the soil of Earth, to the cells that now form you. There is comfort in knowing that your life, though brief in cosmic terms, is deeply connected to everything that has come before. Every breath you take contains molecules older than mountains. Every moment you experience is part of a much larger flow, a gentle, unbroken river of time, stretching back to the first light of the universe. As you relax further, imagine yourself floating in deep time, not overwhelmed by its vastness, but supported by it. Deep time is spacious. It does not rush. It does not demand. It simply unfolds, giving room for stars to shine, for worlds to form, for life to grow, and for you to rest. Your presence in this long story is quiet, meaningful, and steady. And tonight, as you lie here in the soft glow of the present, deep time embraces you. You are a moment within it, a gentle flicker in a long cosmic journey, and that is enough. 16. Your internal clock and the rhythms of the body. Inside you, beneath the gentle rhythm of your breath and the steady beating of your heart, there is a quieter rhythm, a soft, internal measure of time that your body carries like a hidden song. You do not hear it, and you do not need to control it. It moves on its own, shaping your cycles of wakefulness and sleep, your hunger, your temperature, your mood, and even the slow turning of your thoughts. This rhythm is older than language, older than human memory, older even than the first creatures that walked on land. It is a biological pulse that has followed life through deep time, through ancient oceans and shifting continents, all the way to this quiet moment where you rest now. As you breathe slowly, imagine this internal clock as a small, warm light deep within your brain, not a ticking machine, but a glowing presence, steady and calm. This light lives in a region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, a cluster of cells no bigger than a grain of rice. Yet this tiny cluster keeps astonishing coordination over the entire body. It sends signals through your tissues, aligns your hormones, and gives rhythm to your days and nights. It listens to sunlight through your eyes, adjusting your internal sense of time based on the world around you, ensuring that your life unfolds in gentle harmony with day and night. Imagine waking in the early morning, not because an alarm pierces the quiet, but because your internal clock begins to stir. Before you open your eyes, this small cluster of cells whispers to your body, lighten the breath, warm the core, release the hormones that bring awareness. Slowly, the world comes into focus. The morning feels natural, unhurried. You are not dragged into wakefulness. You rise because your body knows it is time. Now picture the middle of the day, the sun high, the world bright. Your internal clock lifts your alertness, supports your energy, and gives you the strength to move, think, and act. Then imagine the late afternoon, when a soft drop in energy gently nudges you toward rest. This is not fatigue or failure. It is the natural curve of your internal rhythm, a wave rising and falling in its ancient pattern. And as evening approaches, your internal clock begins preparing you for sleep long before you notice. Your temperature lowers, your thoughts slow, your muscles loosen. The hormone melatonin starts to rise, settling your mind like a warm hand placed across your forehead. Your internal clock is drawing the curtains of consciousness, inviting you gently toward rest. As you sink deeper into your breath, imagine how this internal clock has been shaped by the rhythms of Earth. For billions of years, life has lived under the cycle of light and dark, day and night. Even plants open and close their leaves according to these rhythms. Animals migrate, feed, groom, and sleep based on these cycles. And you, even in the modern world of screens and artificial light, still carry this ancient pattern in your cells. Inside you, every organ, every system, every tissue follows a quiet schedule. Your liver has its own rhythm. Your heart does too. Even your muscles know when to be ready and when to soften. All of these patterns move in harmony with the central clock in your brain, forming a gentle symphony of biological time. This symphony is called circadian rhythm. Not a rigid schedule, but a fluid flow, like a river moving through the landscape of your body. It shifts with the seasons. It adapts to stress. It responds to light, darkness, temperature, and even emotion. When you are calm, your rhythm smooths itself, like a pond settling after a small splash. When you are stressed or hurried, the rhythm tightens, becomes uneven, like a drumbeat rushing ahead of the music. But tonight, as your breath deepens, this rhythm begins to synchronize again, falling into alignment with your slowing thoughts. Imagine now that your internal clock is not alone. Every cell in your body contains tiny molecular gears and switches, each one keeping its own time, responding to the signals that ripple outward from the brain. These small clocks guide your metabolism, your immune responses, your memory formation, your healing processes. When you sleep, these clocks continue their work, repairing tissues, consolidating information, balancing hormones, and preparing your body for the next day. You are not inactive when you sleep. You are undergoing a quiet, profound restoration. Picture the moment just before you fall asleep, a threshold, a soft border between worlds. Your internal clock dims your awareness, lowers your core temperature a little more, signals your muscles to release tension. You begin to drift. Thoughts loosen like threads slipping from your fingers. The world softens and becomes less defined. This nightly descent is not random. It is a carefully guided process, shaped by rhythms older than you can imagine. Now imagine the waves of sleep themselves. Your body cycles gently through stages, from light sleep into deep sleep, where your brain's electrical patterns slow into long, sweeping waves, like ripples moving across a still pond. In deep sleep, your body heals, your immune system strengthens, your tissues repair, and then you rise into dream sleep, where your brain becomes active again, weaving memories and emotions into quiet stories. This rhythm repeats throughout the night, guided by your internal clock, ensuring that each cycle gives your body what it needs. As you settle deeper into this moment, imagine that you are lying inside a rhythm that is both personal and cosmic. Your internal clock allows you to live in harmony with the planet's rotation, with the turning of days and nights. You are connected to every sunrise and sunset, to every lengthening shadow, to every change in the sky. That connection is not philosophical, it is biological. It is part of who you are. Consider now how your perception of time changes based on your internal rhythms. When you are tired, moments feel long and heavy. When you are excited, time seems to speed up. When you are deeply relaxed, like you may be beginning to feel now, time stretches into quiet expanses. Minutes become soft. Thoughts move slowly, drifting like clouds. This perceptual time is different from physical time, but no less real. It shapes your experience, guides your moods, and allows you to sink peacefully into rest. Your internal clock, your circadian rhythm, your perception of time, all of these form a gentle ecosystem inside you. They work together with a soft precision that never demands your attention. They support your life from the background, quietly aligning you with the world. And when you allow yourself to rest, to breathe deeply, to soften your thoughts, you help these rhythms return to their natural, peaceful state. In this moment, your body is listening to your breath. Your breath is listening to your thoughts, and your thoughts are slowing under the dimming influence of your internal clock. You are entering a space where everything inside you harmonizes, a place where time feels soft, wide, and welcoming. As you remain here, drifting gently in this calm rhythm, you may feel the soft hum of your internal timekeeping becoming more pronounced. Not as a sensation, but as a feeling of alignment, of your body and mind settling into the same quiet tempo. This is the rhythm your body longs for, one shaped by stillness, softness, and ease. 17. Why peace makes time feel wider and slower. There is a quiet change that happens inside you when you begin to relax, a soft unwinding that touches your body first, then your breath, then your thoughts, and finally, your sense of time itself. You've likely felt it before without needing to name it. The way a peaceful moment can stretch itself into something larger than the clock would ever suggest. Or the way a calm evening can feel spacious enough to hold your entire mind without effort. As you rest here now, letting your breath slow gently and your body grow warm and heavy, you are entering a state where time itself begins to soften. Minutes widen, moments unfurl, and your experience begins to drift into a slower, more comfortable rhythm. This shift is not imaginary. It is woven into your biology, your perception, and the structure of your awareness. When you are calm, your mind no longer scans the world for danger or urgency. Your thoughts stop racing toward the next task. Your heartbeat quiets, your muscles unclench. These changes send subtle messages to your brain that the world is safe, that it is okay to release your grip on time. Without the constant pressure to anticipate the next moment, your internal perception of time widens like a doorway slowly opening to a quiet room. You step into that room with each breath you take. Imagine sitting on a soft hillside during sunset. The sky shifts through warm shades of gold, apricot, and slowly deepening blue. The air cools slightly, brushing against your skin like a gentle exhale from the world. You feel no urgency, only the slow drift of light fading from the horizon. In moments like these, time feels slow because your mind is no longer dividing each second into tasks or expectations. You are simply present, letting your awareness expand instead of tightening. Peace does not change the ticking of clocks. but it changes how your mind inhabits each tick. When you are stressed or overburdened, your brain becomes more vigilant. It moves rapidly from thought to thought, focusing on what comes next, what might happen, what requires attention. This vigilance compresses your sense of time. Moments feel smaller, shorter, more fleeting. Time seems to speed up because your awareness is shrinking into a narrow place. But when peace begins to settle into your body, the opposite happens. Your awareness expands outward, like a soft mist spreading across a quiet valley. The more spacious your awareness becomes, the slower time seems to flow. This widening of time is connected to a part of your brain known as the default mode network, the gentle hum of mental activity that arises when you are not focused on a specific task. When you relax or daydream, when your thoughts drift loosely from one image to another, this network becomes active. It is during these states that time feels stretched, almost like it is floating. Your brain is no longer trying to track the precise flow of events. It is resting in something more fluid, more internal, more poetic. Imagine lying beneath a canopy of trees on a quiet afternoon. The leaves sway lightly overhead, shifting the sunlight into delicate patterns across your skin. The breeze carries the scent of earth and distant rain. You lose track of minutes because your mind is no longer measuring them. Instead, you're immersed in sensation, sound, light, warmth, stillness. This immersion is what slows your perception of time. When you are present with the world instead of rushing through it, each moment becomes richer, fuller, wider. In the same way, when you prepare to fall asleep, your internal rhythms slow naturally. Your brain waves shift into patterns associated with rest. Your muscles release their tension. Your thoughts begin to drift rather than cling. This shift is accompanied by a soft stretching of subjective time. You may feel like you've been lying still for 10 minutes when only 2 have passed. Or you may feel like you've slipped through an hour when it's only been moments. Your brain is entering a state where the boundaries of time become porous, more like watercolor than ink. This softening of time is also related to how your attention behaves. When your attention is scattered, fragmented across many tasks, time feels thin, like a string pulled tight. But when your attention gathers into one calm place, such as the sound of your breath or the warmth of your body, time becomes thicker. It becomes something you can rest inside, like a soft blanket. Peace gathers your attention. It draws your mind inward, allowing you to settle into the deeper layers of your own experience. And in that quiet space, time no longer rushes. It simply drifts. Imagine yourself floating in warm water, held effortlessly by its buoyancy. There is nothing to do, nothing to hold on to, nothing to anticipate. The water supports you, gently rocking you with currents so subtle you might not feel them directly. In this floating state, moments stretch. Your inner world becomes slow and expansive. Peace affects time the way warmth affects air. It causes it to widen, to open, to become spacious. This experience is not limited to the mind. Your body also participates in the slowing of time. When you relax deeply, your heart rate decreases, your breathing becomes smoother, and your muscles soften. These physiological signals tell your brain that the world is safe, reinforcing the perception that time is abundant. When your heart beats slowly, when your breath drifts in long, gentle waves, your mind interprets these rhythms as signs of ease. And when your mind feels safe, time feels slower. There is something beautifully symmetrical about this. The calming of the body slows the perception of time, and the slowing of time deepens the calm of the body. Each reinforces the other, creating a quiet loop that draws you deeper into rest. As you lie here now, feeling your breath move like a tide rising and falling, you may notice that the edges of moments begin to blur. You are not counting seconds, You are not measuring anything. You are simply inhabiting the softness of this moment, letting it expand naturally. If your thoughts drift, let them drift. If they pause, let them pause. You are stepping into a space where peace slows time, and time deepens peace. In many ways, this state mirrors the way time behaves in the deeper parts of the universe, near black holes, in distant galaxies, in the stillness of interstellar space. There, time stretches in quiet ways, not rushed, not forced, but softened by the shape of space-time itself. Your mind, in its own way, mirrors the same softness when you relax. Peace becomes a kind of internal gravity, slowing your experience of time and creating a gentle well of stillness where you can rest. As your muscles grow heavier and your thoughts grow quieter, imagine time as a soft river moving around you, no longer rushing forward, but gliding past with a calm, lingering flow. You do not need to hold on to it. You do not need to chase it. It carries you gently, like a leaf drifting on a slow-moving stream. Peace widens the river. Peace slows the current, and you are held within that softness. 18. The block universe, and the stillness of all moments at once. Imagine lying on your back beneath an open sky, the stars shining gently above you, each one a quiet point of light suspended in a vast darkness. As your breath settles into its slow, steady rhythm, you may begin to feel the boundaries between moments soften. The present feels spacious. The past drifts gently behind you. The future seems to float somewhere ahead, unhurried, waiting patiently. In this softened state, it becomes easier to imagine a universe where time itself is not a flowing river, but a vast landscape, where every moment, past or future, exists all at once, like valleys and mountains lying side by side. This idea, known as the block universe, imagines time not as something that passes, but as something that simply is. In this view of reality, every moment of your life, your first breath, this quiet breath, even breaths you have not taken yet, all exist as part of a single, immense tapestry. You are not moving through time like a traveler moving down a road. Instead, you are experiencing one frame after another in a universe where all frames exist simultaneously. And just as you cannot see the entire Earth from where you stand, you cannot see all of time from this single moment, but it remains there, quiet and complete. This may feel strange at first, because your daily experience tells you that the past has vanished and the future has not arrived. But imagine the block universe as a beautiful book. The entire book exists even when you are reading only one page. The pages you have read are still there, filled with their words, unchanged by your turning. The pages you have not yet reached also exist, waiting softly in the binding. You are not creating those pages as you move. You are simply encountering them in sequence. The story is whole, and your experience moves gently through it, one moment at a time. Now imagine the block universe not as a book, but as a landscape of shimmering light, each moment glowing softly in its own corner of space-time. Your childhood is there, glowing faintly like a distant lantern. Moments of laughter and sorrow are there too, resting quietly in their own place, unchanging and complete. Even moments far in your future exist in this vast landscape, like hills beyond a horizon you have not reached. You are simply walking through this terrain, guided by your awareness. And as your consciousness moves from moment to moment, it gives each one a feeling of unfolding, but in truth, they are all present together in the quiet structure of space-time. The block universe gently suggests that time does not flow. Instead, the sensation of flow arises from the way your mind experiences these moments in order. Your brain builds a sense of continuity, connecting each moment to the one before it, but the moments themselves do not appear or disappear. They exist like beads on a string, each one with its own unique presence. And as you breathe softly, letting your awareness rest in the spaciousness of this idea, you may begin to sense how comforting it can be. If every moment exists, then nothing is ever truly lost. The laughter of someone you love, the warmth of a childhood memory, the quiet afternoons of your life, they all remain in their own corners of space-time, resting in perfect stillness. Even the person you once were remains there, untouched by the changes that have shaped you. Your entire story is preserved in the architecture of the universe, held gently across time like treasures placed carefully on a shelf. This does not mean you are trapped or predetermined. In the block universe, your choices are still choices, your experiences still meaningful. Each moment of decision, each shift in direction, each breath you take has its own place in the tapestry. Free will does not vanish. It simply becomes part of the structure, woven into the landscape alongside everything else. From your perspective inside time, you still choose. From the perspective of the universe outside time, your entire life is a completed pattern, beautiful in its entirety. Imagine now that you are floating above this landscape of moments, as though your awareness has stepped outside the flow of time for a while. Below you, the moments of your life appear like soft, glowing tiles arranged in a long mosaic. Each one is alive with detail: the sound of rain against a window, the warmth of someone's hand in yours, the quiet breath you take before falling asleep. You drift slowly across this mosaic, letting your mind settle on different points. Some glow warmly, some glow softly, some glow faintly, distant and peaceful. All of them are part of you. This view of the universe removes the urgency that often accompanies time. If all moments exist, there is no need to rush, no need to fear the passing of time or the fading of experiences. Everything is held gently in its own place, preserved in the stillness of space-time. The moment you are in now, this quiet breath, this soft heaviness, this unfolding calm, is also part of that eternal tapestry. It will always be here, waiting, resting in the fabric of the universe. And as you breathe more deeply, you may begin to feel that the present moment itself is larger than it seems. It is not a fleeting sliver between what has happened and what will happen. It is a spacious room with soft walls, a place you can rest in fully. The block universe suggests that the present is simply the moment your awareness is touching right now. Just as your hand can touch only one object at a time, even though many exist around you, your awareness touches one moment while others remain nearby, steady and unchanged. This idea can bring a profound sense of peace. You do not need to cling to the present or fear its passing. You are simply moving softly through the landscape of your life, encountering one moment at a time. Nothing is being taken from you. Nothing is disappearing. Everything rests in its place. Imagine standing at the edge of a quiet lake at dawn. The water is still, reflecting the sky like a mirror. In the reflection, you see clouds, mountains, the slowly brightening horizon. But the lake itself holds all of these images at once. They do not flow across it. They simply appear as the light touches them. Your experience of time is like that reflection, shifting gently, shaped by where your attention rests, but containing far more than you can see at once. As your mind softens further, imagine that the entire universe is resting in this kind of stillness. The stars shine in their own time, galaxies spiral in their own time, and your life unfolds in its own time, each moment placed softly into the structure of space-time. You are not rushing through time, you are moving gently across a timeless landscape. And tonight, in this quiet moment, you are resting in one glowing tile of your story, a peaceful, spacious point in the mosaic of your existence. There is no need to hurry. There is no need to hold on. Every moment you have lived, and every moment you will live, is held gently within the stillness of the block universe. 19. Time's texture in memory, dreaming, and sleep. There is a soft borderland inside you where waking life fades and dreaming life begins. A place where time loosens its structure and becomes something fluid, warm, and deeply personal. As your breath slows and your eyelids grow heavier, you begin to drift toward this interior landscape, a world shaped not by clocks or schedules, but by memory, imagination, and the deep rhythms of sleep. In this space, time does not march forward with steady steps. It stretches, folds, wanders, and dissolves, shaping itself around the emotions and images that rise from the quiet depths of your mind. Tonight, as you settle more deeply into stillness, you will travel gently into the soft texture of time as your brain experiences it from within. Memory is the first thread in this tapestry. It is how your mind gathers moments, stitching them together into the story you call your life. But memory is not a perfect recording. It is more like a watercolor painting, edges blurred, colors softened, shapes merging where emotion flows. When you remember something, you are not stepping back into a preserved moment. You are recreating it from fragments, guided by feeling. This gives memory a unique relationship with time. It can compress years into a single instant, or take a single breath and stretch it across the canvas of your mind. Think of a childhood moment, a brief flash of warmth, laughter, or sunlight. When you recall it, you do not feel the weight of the years that have passed. Instead, the moment resurfaces almost as if it were happening now, freed from the timeline that once contained it. In memory, time becomes non-linear. Past moments remain accessible, vivid, and emotionally alive. They soften the boundary between who you were and who you are. They bring distant times into the present, creating a gentle continuity between different stages of your life. Now imagine how memory feels during quiet reflection, those peaceful moments when you sit with a cup of tea, or stare out a window, or lie in bed just before sleep. Your mind wanders softly, drifting from one memory to another with no clear direction. Years collapse into minutes, places blend into each other. The strict sequence of time melts away. This wandering is a natural reflection of the way your brain stores experience, not in rows of events, but in a web of associations, feelings, scents, and colors. Time's texture becomes soft, woven from threads of meaning rather than chronology. As you breathe slowly, imagine stepping deeper into this inner landscape, where memory gives way to dreaming. Dreams are the purest expression of subjective time, unbound, fluid, unpredictable. In dreams, minutes can feel like hours, or hours like seconds. Entire stories unfold in the space of a single moment. This is because the dreaming brain is free from the structures that guide waking consciousness. It no longer measures time. It no longer tracks cause and effect. Instead, it drifts through imagery and emotion, shaping a world where time bends with ease. Picture yourself floating in a dream. The scene around you shifts gently, as though made of soft sand that rearranges itself with each breath. You may find yourself in a familiar place one moment and somewhere new the next. A single memory may bloom into an entire landscape. Time moves according to feeling, not sequence. If something in the dream frightens you, time may speed up, rushing toward a moment of resolution. If something comforts you, time may slow, letting you linger in a warm glow that seems endless. Dreams are not limited by physics or logic. They are shaped by the quiet logic of emotion. This dreamlike time is possible because of how your brain processes information during sleep. When you enter REM sleep, the stage of vivid dreaming, the regions of your brain responsible for logic and structure rest, while the regions responsible for imagery, memory, and emotion become active. This blend creates a state where time is experienced as a fluid canvas, painted moment by moment. You are not held to the present. You drift freely through the waters of your inner world, carried by currents you do not need to understand. But dreaming is only one part of the night's journey. Before dreams arrive, there is deep sleep, a state where time almost disappears. In deep sleep, your brainwaves slow into long, sweeping rhythms. Consciousness fades, thoughts dissolve. In this state, time is almost imperceptible. You close your eyes, drift into darkness, and then awaken to discover that hours have passed. This is because the brain's awareness of time is nearly silent during deep sleep. It does not mark each passing moment. It does not record events. It rests in a kind of timelessness, a quiet vacuum where your body heals and your mind resets. Deep sleep is the closest your consciousness comes to stepping outside time entirely. It is a pause, a neutral space, a gentle void in which your brain releases the demands of the waking world. It is within this stillness that your body performs its most essential restoration. Cells repair, tissues heal, the immune system strengthens, hormones rebalance. This nightly renewal links your body to the ancient rhythms of life, rhythms that existed long before clocks, long before humans walked the earth. In deep sleep, you return to a primordial calm, a state of existence where time is not measured but simply allowed. As you drift between memory, dreaming, and deep sleep, your perception of time varies, like the shifting colors of sunrise. During waking reflection, time stretches gently. In dreams, time folds and twists. In deep sleep, time disappears. Each stage of rest invites you into a different relationship with time, offering its own kind of peace. But beneath all of these shifting textures lies something deeper, a sense of continuity that you carry with you, even when time feels strange. When you awaken, you still feel like yourself. Your memories reconnect. Your identity remains intact. This continuity is what lets you navigate the changing sensations of time without losing your place in the story. It is the thread that ties your experiences together, even when time loosens around you. Imagine your mind as a quiet lake. During waking life, the surface ripples with events, thoughts, tasks. But as you fall asleep, the ripples fade. The surface becomes still. In that stillness, the lake reflects the sky, memories, dreams, emotions without the usual distortions. Time becomes a reflection too, shimmering softly across the surface, not fixed, not linear, just present in whatever form you need most in that moment. Tonight, as you rest, you are stepping gently into this fluid landscape. Your memories may rise softly, then drift away. Your thoughts may fade into dreamlike imagery. Your awareness may dissolve into the stillness of deep sleep. In each stage, time will shift its texture to cradle you. You do not need to guide it. You do not need to understand it. All you need to do is breathe, soften, and allow the natural rhythms of your mind to unfold. Time will take care of the rest. 20. A closing descent into rest with the cosmos. Imagine that you are standing at the edge of a vast, starlit field, the quiet curve of the horizon stretching softly around you like a protective arm. The night is calm, moonless, and gentle, and the only sounds are the slow whispers of your own breath and the distant rustle of wind weaving through tall grasses. Above you, the sky opens into an immense tapestry of time and light, stars shimmering like ancient embers, galaxies swirling in slow, majestic arcs, and the faint glow of cosmic light that has traveled across billions of years just to reach you in this moment. As your breath deepens and your body sinks more fully into stillness, you begin to feel yourself not as something separate from this vastness, but as something woven quietly into it. You have journeyed through the nature of time, its soft stretches, its gentle bends, its delicate secrets. You've drifted through the fabric of space-time, felt gravity's subtle influence, imagined the calm near a black hole's horizon, sensed the whisper of gravitational waves, floated through deep time, and explored the quiet rhythms within your own body. Now, here at the end of this long and peaceful exploration, time itself seems to widen around you, becoming softer, quieter, more inviting. You are standing not at the end of a story, but at the threshold of a deep and restful descent. Above you, the stars seem to shimmer in slow motion, their light arriving from moments so far in the past that they no longer belong to any single era. Some of these stars may have already faded, yet their final messages continue traveling through the cosmos, reaching you as gentle pulses of ancient memory. You breathe in that starlight and feel its softness settle inside you. It is a reminder that everything in the universe, every flame, every life, every moment, exists in its own rhythm, unfolding at its own pace. There is no rush here, no pressure, only the gradual release of tension, like the slow unclenching of a hand that has held itself tight for too long. As you stand in this quiet cosmic field, imagine time not as a line stretching out before you, but as a calm ocean rising and falling around you. The past rests behind you like a shoreline softened by waves, its edges smoothed by memory. The future lies ahead like a distant horizon, faint and shimmering, but not demanding your attention. And the present moment, a gentle swell of awareness, is where you stand now, floating effortlessly. This moment cradles you the way a small boat is held by waters that have traveled across the world, arriving gently beneath its hull. Feel yourself drifting into the present more deeply. Your breath no longer holds the imprint of the day. Your muscles are warm, heavy, and unhurried. Your thoughts, once busy and bright, now move more slowly, like soft clouds dissolving into dusk. Each exhale draws you further inward, as though you are stepping gently into a room without walls, a place where time loosens and expands, becoming something wide enough to hold your entire being without effort. You begin to realize that the universe itself moves this way slowly, gracefully, without urgency. Galaxies turn in spirals that take hundreds of millions of years to complete a single rotation. Stars burn softly for billions of years. Planetary orbits drift with quiet stability, following curves etched into space-time by the gentle pull of gravity. Everything moves slowly on the cosmic scale, and yet everything is exactly where it needs to be. You are part of that same cosmic rhythm. Your breath is its own orbit. Your heartbeat is its own soft pulse, echoing the steady, patient cadence of the universe. Imagine now that you lie down in the field, feeling the cool earth beneath you, grounding you like an anchor. The grass cradles your body, lifting you just slightly above the soil, as though the planet itself is holding you in its quiet palm. The sky above seems larger from this angle, so vast it almost hums with silence. Stars shimmer more brightly. Space stretches outward in every direction, deep and layered. And yet, you feel no overwhelm. You feel held, embraced by the enormity rather than consumed by it. The universe is not distant. It is intimate. It is inside you, just as you are inside it. As your breath continues to soften, feel your awareness beginning to drift outward. Imagine your consciousness rising slowly above the field, above the earth, above the atmosphere. The planet beneath you glows in blues and whites, drifting quietly through the darkness, like a small lantern floating on an endless sea. From this high place, you can see the curvature of the world, the soft swirl of clouds, the faint outline of continents. And you realize that everyone who has ever lived, everyone who has ever breathed or dreamed or wondered about time, has been held by this same gentle sphere. You drift higher still, passing through the quiet darkness that surrounds the planet. Stars appear sharper, their light no longer softened by air. Space stretches out in all directions, endless and serene. You are floating now, in a place where time behaves differently, slower, wider, more spacious. Seconds become soft and long. Silence settles around you like a warm blanket. The universe is so vast that even light takes millions of years to cross it. Yet you feel no need to measure distance or duration. You simply rest in the openness, carried by something larger than yourself. As you drift even farther, imagine seeing the Milky Way spread out beneath you, a shimmering river of starlight flowing through dark space. Each star is a story. Each cluster is a moment. Each nebula is a cradle of new beginnings. The galaxy turns so slowly that its motion is invisible to the naked eye, yet it moves just the same, guided by the invisible structure of space-time. Here, at the edge of this grand view, you are surrounded by time itself, not the ticking of clocks, but the calm, ancient time of the cosmos, where nothing is rushed and everything unfolds in perfect patience. You float here for a while, feeling yourself dissolve gently into the quietness of space. Your breath becomes the only movement you notice, a soft rise and fall that mirrors the subtle pulse of distant stars. Your mind becomes light. Thoughts drift away. You no longer feel separate from the universe. You are part of the same slow movement, part of the same quiet unfolding. And now, slowly, you begin to drift back down, not quickly, not abruptly, but gently, as though carried on a soft current of time. You pass through the stars, through the spacious dark, back toward the glowing blue curve of Earth. The field welcomes you again, warm and familiar. Your body settles into the grass. Your breath deepens. You feel the soft weight of gravity anchoring you once more. As you lie here, you realize that the calm you touched out in the cosmos is the same calm you carry inside you. The universe exists within your breath, within your heartbeat, within every moment of your awareness. You do not need to travel far to feel connected to the stars. You only need to rest, to breathe, to allow time to loosen its hold. Tonight, as you drift slowly into sleep, the universe drifts with you. Time softens, space widens, and you descend gently into the quietest part of your own inner cosmos, a place where rest is not a pause, but a return to the natural rhythm of existence.